Big up, people. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another match of predictions on Chelsea Perspective. Sorry for the late start. My alarm was set at the wrong time, but I sincerely do apologize for that. I hope you're all doing well today. After this match predictions, we will do a watch along on the other channel. Yep, that's a few hours after this particular show ends. I hope you're all doing well. More importantly, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. I sincerely do hope you're all doing well. Yep, we will do the match predictions here, which includes the lineup prediction exercise and also the match preview proper, where we look at head to head and other things. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back once again to Chelsea Perspective. I do hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all finding the time to come join us this morning. Once again, apologies for the late start. My alarm was set at the wrong time, and I was busy taking my time to prepare until I saw something by Jeri Zee saying by the time I woke up, Chelsea would have already announced at the starting 11. Sincere apologies there. Again, that was but okay, yeah, I hope you all understand. Keep dropping the likes on the stream already. We have 22 likes. It looks like it will be a good day today. Please keep dropping once again. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. 22 likes already. Yeah, let me know if you're in the chat. Let me know if you are looking forward to this particular game. If you think we're gonna beat Arsenal, let me know why you think that will be the case. If you think we'd lose or draw, let me know why you think that would be the case. It'd be interesting to see what you have to say there. More importantly, keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's see. We'll start. Let's address the news item we have before we move on to apologies. Yeah, I was gonna skip the tradition because we're starting late. The tradition is to say hello to everybody in the chat before we move on. And a blue patch, a time to turn to the tide. I hope that becomes the case today. We're capable of doing that. But let's see. In a few hours, we'll find out. In Porch, we believe in, and your name, yep, I guess your name is reflective of that reasoning from you. Olayemi, I can be manager, bro, says, who is ready for the London Derby awaits. Come on, Chelsea. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get a win today. I hope we can do that. Chip Chiller from my brother, Constantine Dante. Or maybe N'Golo Dante. Always nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join this morning. And people saying hello to each other there. Stream hasn't started yet, but already 20 likes. Smash the like button, people. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good day. 23 likes already because people can't wait for this one. That's the sort of thing that ensures the stream gets a lot of views. I hope that happens. I didn't fall asleep. You could say I was asleep because the alarm was set to the wrong time. JC there and he definitely sleeping hard to wake up now. Got used to sleeping this time. Yeah, exactly. Maybe by the time he wakes up, I've read that one too. Chalaba would have already announced the starting 11. That's a very good one there. And Gabriel Cabina SCN says Chelsea 2, Arsenal 1. And I'm going to say something quickly. If you're watching, if you're following the show on Facebook or on Twitter, we do a giveaway monthly for students. We haven't done one for this month yet, but you'd have to participate on YouTube and not on Facebook or Twitter. So you might as well come over, like the video on like the video on YouTube, and also do subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That doesn't stop you. That doesn't stop you from watching or following the show on X or maybe Facebook. Yep, the magic of Poch incoming. I hope so. I hope so. And Ramen Lodge says it's game day, ladies. And gentlemen, please complete it. But Ramalot, I hope you're doing well. I was checking Kachila, no worries. Morning coffee is sacred, and we cannot rob Chalobah off his limelight too. And that's you can say his importance these days will be to the media to always leak the lineup to them. I think we are going to win this game. A lot of pundits, Arsenal fans or rival fans all think believe Arsenal is going to mop the floor with us. But let's see. Hopefully, we get a win. Big up, Pichila. I hope you're doing well. Ready for the match day. I am very ready. 2 shows are scheduled today. One on this particular channel, the match preview show, and then the watch along, the pre-game show, watch along, halftime and post-game analysis on Soccer Perspective. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. JC comes back and says hello. Hello to you too, brother. I am good. Okay. Yep, that is Jeri Zee. Yep. Easy to confuse the name of the two of you. But that's, by the way, yep, to those of you that are watching and for one reason or the other you're not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. You watching alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you one more favor. If you can, only if you can, please do take a second to drop a like on the stream for us. Nobody will know you do that. Please, to help us reach more people, which really, really appreciate that. London will be blue today. 2-1 Chelsea. In my opinion, London has always been blue. Yeah, maybe it turns, you can say, lately or in recent days, the blue became a little bit maybe light blue, but now it's gonna again become what's it called again, royal blue today again. Let's go for it. Let's this is a news item, the first news item we have lined up here. It says Ruben Loftus-Cheek at Chelsea. I felt like a caged animal. Ooh, ouch. I didn't play as much as I wanted, and when I did, I played in positions where I couldn't express myself. Here at AC Milan, on the other hand, I have a free mind. I've always, again, my complaint about him, how Thomas Tuchel used him, even what's his name, Graham Potter, they play him out of position. This guy is an 8, and at the time we had 8s who 8s that weren't actually as good as this guy in fulfilling that number 8 role at the time. But I'm happy for him. More importantly, he's a player I like so much, and I'm happy to see him play week in, week out, and playing very well, and has scored. I don't know how many goals he scored in total, but I remember seeing one myself. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. 26 likes already, and I still believe we should be doing better than that. Today, Stamford Bridge should resound with enthusiasm and noise. The match-going fans, for me, I think they've not been doing well. I hope that changes. Let them be the 12th man for the team today. Hopefully, they're capable of doing that. We move on to the next item we have lined up here. Don't forget that after previewing the match, part of previewing the match will be to do a lineup prediction exercise where we try to predict the 11 that Mauricio Pochettino will start. Let's see. I think we have one more item to address. Then we go into the match preview process. Is saying Mauricio Pochettino has never lost a Premier League home game against Arsenal, winning 3 and drawing 3 of his past 6 meetings. Okay, so let's hear you. For me, I'm not going to say that this particular report here, or maybe big piece of history gives me hope. No, let the game after 90 minutes, we'll find out which side is the better side. But before that, the question I've asked is this: what do you think the outcome of the game will be? Do you think Arsenal will beat Chelsea, or do you think Chelsea, and vice versa, or do you think the game will end in a draw? Whatever you believe the outcome will be, do let us know in the chat of why you think that's going to be the case. It'd be interesting to hear what you have to say there. I'm waiting for you. And at Debayo Makunju, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Please do let me know. Yeah, okay. I appreciate you finding the time to join. And Almighty Blues. Big up to you, Ankit, my brother from another mother. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining us this morning. And if you're watching, please take a second. Go check out Ankit's YouTube channel. Click the 3 dots to his name and click go to channel. Believe me, you will not regret that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for finding the time to join to support your brother this morning. 2-0 to the Blues. All goes in the second half. Brody, I like your name. Okay, and why do you think the game will end in a draw? And Chelsea winning 2-0. I really do want to hear you explain why you think that will be the case. I agree with Loftus Cheek. Only Sarri, yep, only Mauricio Sarri played him. Was the only manager that played him in his preferred position, unfortunately. And the annoying thing was that under Thomas Tuchel and under Graham Potter, we had 8 players who you could say who claim that again they are 8, but not able to fulfill the number 8 role as effective as Ruben Loftus-Cheek did for Chelsea when he got the opportunity to play in that particular position, unfortunately. But I wish him well. He's doing well at AC Milan, and I'm happy for that. No more inferiority complex against these lads. It's a derby. I want to see hunger and passion. For me, yeah, you can say it's the same thing. I want to see commitment. I want to see a spirited performance. I want to see us. I want us to go into that game as if it is a final. Hopefully that's the case. I haven't seen anything that shows we have a team that sucks this time. I get it. We have issues such as not playing as a unit yet. That will come with time. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And at Debayo, I hope you're doing well. Predicting a draw, but badly needed to beat Arsenal. Yep. Hopefully, we'll find out what the outcome will be. Chelsea will win, bro, 1-0. Do I think this game will be that tight and that the winner comes away with just a 1-0 win? But let's see what happens anyway. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Kachila, the better side doesn't necessarily win. I agree with you. Every game, we need a performance like 11 Aspilicueta plus a bit of luck. Yeah, that's how I see it. And Asa Gandu says it's going to end 3-1, but you haven't told us why you think the game will end in 3-1. We are at home. Some key players are back. Most will have a point to prove. It makes sense, but who are those you're mentioning? Key players at the back right now. Let's say just one. It's not like Nkunku is back. I don't think this team has changed that much, even with key players back. Maybe James, if he gets to play. Let's see what happens anyway. But that's, by the way, Pretty, I appreciate that. Chelsea Mitchell boy, I appreciate you finding the time to join this morning. Big up, coach. Yep, I don't like you, and you know that already, but I just have to read what you have there. Much love to you, Mitchell boy. Share the link to your channel whenever you get a chance so people can go check it out. If you have a stream, share the link to that stream, even if it's a watch a long show. It doesn't matter. And if you're watching this one right now, remember, we will do a watch along show on the other channel 1 hour before the game starts proper, where we do the pregame analysis. You can say the lineup is out at the time. We will take a look at it. Express our, you can say, our opinion whether we like the lineup or whether the manager should have gone with a different 11 or not. But that's, by the way, Jeri Zee, I'm coming to you right now. Are you looking forward to this one? What do you think the outcome would be? Do you think Arsenal will beat us or vice versa? Do you think he ends in a draw? Whatever you think will happen, you let us know why you think that would be the case. You have the floor.
Good morning, Coachella.
A big up to you too, brother.
Oh, I'm always very clear, or most of the times very precise with my analysis. And I do see a pattern in the games which I have analyzed before. To be honest, for this one, it's very close, right? It is very close. So I'll be very honest that I cannot say for sure. And no one can say for sure, right? But I don't have the, you can say, confidence or the clarity to say it will be a Chelsea win, a draw, or Arsenal win. In my Chelsea are favorites. There's no doubt about that. And of course, the reasons are very clear. It's in front of us. They have been playing under the same manager for a long time. The team is settled. They were in the title race last season, although they bottled it, and they are playing very good. It's a new, you can say, methodology that Arteta has implied. They are very careful the way they are playing, and mostly with the chats I had with the passionate Arsenal analysts, and the way I have seen a few games, the Man City game and the Tottenham game, they are being very clever, right? They are doing two things, in my opinion. It's early days, so we have to see more games if Arsenal will do the same or not. They are, of course, preserving energy, right? Because it's a long season. They also have UCL. So Arteta has really analyzed what was the issues they faced in April and May. It has also to do with the physicality and the mental aspect, and they're worn out basically. So what they are doing is, in my opinion, is they are being very careful. They are picking their spots, their moments, right? They're not. They are playing with flair. Of course, they're playing attacking football, but they are choosing their spots, their time, their moments, right? Not going all out, like scoring 3 4 5 goals and at the taking the risk to with the games against Everton and the other games, smaller sides, Sheffield. Sorry, I forgot the games they lost in the last season. At the end of the last season, against very small sides, right? The sides at the bottom half, in which they were trying to play with flair, with the way they play, and at the end of the day, like, they were undone. They got undone. So in this game, as I have also saw, I have the mainstream pundits, many other people on the mainstream channels. So I'm kind of surprised that, in a way, that it's an overwhelming vote in the mainstream for a comprehensive, not just a Arsenal win. I can understand that people will say it will be an Arsenal win, but it's like a comprehensive Arsenal win, a dominating Arsenal win is what is the word on the street, So personally, I don't see that way. Arsenal, as I said, are favorites. They can definitely win the game. They have a better chance to win the game. But I think it will be very, very close. It's not the way people, or most of the people, are anticipating. In my opinion, it will be a very close game. And again, I don't see, most of the people think, I could be wrong, but in my analysis, I don't see Arsenal really dictating the possession and really coming hard on us. Like, it will be close. It will be close, the possession and stuff like that. So it's very difficult. I tried to really try to come up with something that I can be sure, or there is a pattern, right? So Arsenal will be strong, but again, it will depend on how we play. Can we have the momentum which we had, right? What is how the players are at this time? So it will be very important, in my opinion, or the little bit analysis I have done for the game, is the start of the game will be very important. We don't want to get 1-0 behind like we did at Liverpool, and the other games we lost, right? So it will be difficult for us to come back. So I think in the start, both of the team probably will take a little bit cautious route. Arsenal will try to penetrate, try to dictate the position and come hard at us. So it will be interesting to see how our defense line will tackle that, right? The initial aggression and the possession and the attacks that Arsenal will come, that I'll anticipate, right? Arsenal will try to dominate the possession in the earlier stage, is how I see the game. If we can manage that part, be calm, and really try to be good defensively, and then I think we'll develop with the confidence. As long as it's a 0-0, let's say if we score an early goal, or Arsenal score, as long as it's an even, right, 0-0, 1-1, the longer the game goes, we will have a better chance. So it will be a game of chess. I also have to see, of course, in the stream we'll discuss more with the tactics, how Pochettino will not only the formation will imply the tactics. It will be very important with the forwards Arsenal possess, how we will deal with that, right? So again, I think it will be a very close game, and in my opinion, if there will be a winner, it will be either side can win by a goal.
All right, thank you very much for that. Let me give those in the chat the microphone. Come back to the panel. Let's hear Rogers what he thinks the outcome will be before we get into the match preview proper, which includes the lineup prediction exercise. I prefer Gusto because he's probably good to face the Arsenal guys. We'll find out. It's up to the manager to decide which player to start, but we'll find out today. A short win game for Chelsea. Okay, we'll find out. That's a Lamine Baz. I appreciate you. And if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And Tinashe thinks it's gonna end at Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0. We'll find out in a beat. And Limboa, Paul, just the way Arsenal did not expect a win over Man City, they wouldn't believe Chelsea will get the 3 points by 1-0. It's a possibility, but we'll find out in a few hours later. Lamine Baz, not even a draw, but a sure winner for Chelsea. Okay, we're sounding too confident, but the good thing is that the opposition fans and pundits and giving us a chance to talk. That's usually a good sign for me. Scary Chelsea will win 3-0. Okay. Roger is in the house. Holla to you by Chelsea Michiboy Roger. Need this win. It will be big for the players and coach. A confidence booster, a statement win if we end up winning this one. And that's Joey Hackney. Nice to see you. It's been a minute. Do help me again. I hope you're being well, brother. We always like to know. Chelsea on the fire right now, Lamine. I'm not sure what to make of that particular comment there. Good morning, lovely people. We got this, and that's my brother, Zion from the Blue Clouds Media. Always nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. If you're watching, if you haven't, click the 3 dots to Nee Zion's name and go check out his YouTube channel. Believe me, you will thank me later. Excellent panelists are there every day, especially Stephen. I like Stephen so much. Believe me, you will not regret it. Go check it out. You will thank me later. And Joey Hackney says, big up everyone and everybody feeling confident. Yep. And then we have Roger had to go join the chat just to joke with Mitch boy a bit. And the blue Tiff again, big up to you, my brother. I appreciate you. Much love to you. And he shares the link to Blue Clouds Media's YouTube channel. Go check it out there. As you can see, it's as clear as day at Blue Clouds Media. But you can use just the handle, or you can copy the whole link. Go check it out. It's a channel you need to subscribe to. Lots of good, excellent panelists there. I'm going to mention this. I like Steve, but I don't like Steve more than my brother Nee, of course. We've come a long way in this journey. So make sure to go subscribe. It's easy, but this time you don't need to click the 3 dots. The Bluetooth again has shared the link to the Blue Clouds Media YouTube channel. Go check it out and be sure to subscribe. Hello, everyone, to Constantine Dantu. Appreciate you joining, brother. No worries, no worries. Selflessness is the reason why we're growing as we're growing. And I know I know how many times you've offered to help me in many ways I don't want to talk about here. But that shows love, and I appreciate that. We'll be back soon getting some food. Go eat, brother, go eat. Chelsea will win by 2-0. Nwima Ronald. Let me know if I pronounce your name correctly. I hope I did. And we have a bigger brother waiting to see the match. And Desmond Murafi, nice to see you, brother. Bonjour, Roger. Comment, hello. I can't even read it. All right, Coach gets Coach get mods in and forget this Nightbot. Let me show you this. Without Nightbot is a machine. So he sees the way it's programmed. He sees some of the things you see. By the time you see those things, he already stopped it from showing. Like the without Nightbot, you'll be seeing this what's it called? Some X-rated commercials, advertisements, and they come like 100 of them at the same time, like this. But Nightbot catches it, and you before you raise your finger to click on the mouse, mouse, Nightbot takes care of it. If that makes sense. But keep dropping likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. the victory for Chelsea today will serve as a turning point for the club. I think we've already turned things around. 4 wins is it 4 wins in a row or three wins in a row? And that's not easy. If we win this, it will be more of a statement win. Yeah, we are back. That's when, if I hear anybody say we're back, then I say yes, we're back indeed. But that's, by the way. Let me go to Roger. Roger, let's hear you. And before we hear from Roger, Joey is saying Nightbot is annoying. I will leave because of him. Here's the thing. I can't risk somebody watching mistakenly clicking on X-rated stuff and get their computers hacked or something like that. No, but if you're not okay with it, I'm sorry. We have to. He's quicker than the humans there. But let's see what else we have here. When is Badiashile returning? Let's see. Let's hear you, Roger. Are you looking forward to this one? What do you? If again, let's hear you. What do you think the outcome would be? Usually, this is the last question we ask, but I'm asking you now. Do you think he ends in a draw? Do you think Chelsea will beat Arsenal or vice versa? Whatever you think the outcome will be, you let us know. Let's hear you.
Well, first of all, konnichiwa, gentlemen. How are you?
What language am I going to speak now? None comes to mind. But let's hear you, Roger.
Well, first of all, I'm not a polyglot, but I am fluent in English and American. And I think, as usual, Jay gave a wonderful and insightful and balanced assessment of the game, as always. So well done, sir. Listen, this is going to be a very hard litmus test today. It's truly a good benchmark to see where we are at this present moment in our season. We don't have a full squad, and Arsenal does for the most part. Having said that, we're playing at home. Do I think we'll win? Probably not. I'd be very happy with a draw. I would be, because you're looking at a team that is well oiled. They have been under this current administration, coaching staff for quite a few years now, and so they are where we wish to be. And I think anything other than that, I think maybe a little bit wishful thinking on our behalf. I'm just being pragmatic here. I'm being realistic. You know, is it possible we can win? Of course we can. Is it likely? Most certainly, just to be honest with you. So that's why I believe we are. I'll be honest with you. What I want to see is how we play also, how we apply ourselves and the application at hand. I think that's very important, equally as important as a result in many regards. You know, would you want us to win but yet play really poorly and be fortuitous? Or would you want us to play progressive, great defensively, and maybe draw or even lose, but being highly unfortunate? So, because you have to look at the long term, the big picture. So I'm not saying that I would take a loss over a victory based on, but you get my logic involved here. That's what I have to say, gentlemen.
Yeah, totally. And this question here, Roger, while I'm still with you, I think I have one more question before I move on. This one here says Samson Shun says that when is Badiashile returning? We've been told that he's ready and fit enough to play, but we'll find out what happens. Roger here says quickly. Let me ask you this: Joey is saying he sees an Arsenal player getting the red card. I think I can agree with that. That's the sort of game because it's gonna most likely be feisty. That is, if we come with the spirit of you can say the derby spirit. You can say they're aggressive. We're aggressive. It happens, and it can go. The red card can go to either side, them or us. But do you expect one to happen today?
I wouldn't be surprised because it is a derby and it's a heightened rivalry. Having said that, you look at both these managers' press conferences, and they have nothing but utter respect for each other. So they're very close. In fact, they refer to each other as family-like. So I don't think it's going to be. It's going to have too much how shall I put this? I don't think it's going to be a dirty game in that regard. I really don't. I think it's going to be played with mutual respect in a lot of ways. And I think players usually reflect or a reflection of the coach's personality. That doesn't mean to say that we can't, shall we say, stick the boot in. But I'll be very surprised if it's an acrimonious game. I really will be. Having said that, with the use of VAR and refereeing standards nowadays, anything's possible.
Yep, well, let's find out. A big test for Chelsea today. Yep, serious one, and a big test for them, but not that much of a test for them. You could argue, or they don't have as many injuries as we have. That's not me making an excuse. Plus, they've been in better form than us. Yeah, but still a test for them to some measure. Big up to you, Coach Jeri Zee, chairman and panel. Yep, chairman of the Goalkeepers Union is in the house. Let me put it this way. Will it be a big surprise for CFC fans if we win? A lot of people, probably not. But the banter and carnage will be wild online. Looking for some bottles to take picture of for social media. Go ahead, Roger. I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah. A lot of pundits are not only picking Chelsea to lose, but to get dominated on. Just being honest, this is what a lot of pundits are reflecting, especially on ESPN.
Wow. Okay, let's hear. All Chelsea needs is composure and patience. I get it. I think that's important. And for me, usually what I look for in this sort of games is balance. Balance between being offensive and also you could say being cautious defensively. Because Arsenal, they're really good and they're playing. They can more well rehearsed, like Bobby would say. That if we make any mistakes, they will capitalize on that. So we want to be cautious, given the fact that we're still every time we play, we still see a bit of disjointed. We see disjointed displays here and there, on occasions see the sort of mix-up that could lead to us conceding a goal. So he says that all Chelsea needs the composure and patience also to have the chemistry within themselves and to be clinical in front of goal. Yep, we'll have to be clinical in front of goal because I see us creating a lot of chances today. We can beat Arsenal. They just need to believe and show no mercy. Yep, I think I agree with you. And Mike Bro is on my side. He's saying I read all the French stuff that Jesse wrote. I did my best, but I had to stop at one point. People just saying hello to each other. I sent you, okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. We appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Before we get into the match preview proper, plus the lineup prediction exercise, let's hear you, Jude. I appreciate you finding the time to join this morning. Jude, the question for you is this. What do you expect? What sort of outcome do you expect? Do you think would beat them? And vice versa? Do you think he gets in a draw? Whatever you believe the case will be, let's hear you, Jude. You have the floor. And more importantly, greetings to you. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone on the panel.
Good morning to you.
Good morning,
everybody in the community. Yeah, I think it's not impossible for us to beat Arsenal. Like I always believe everything is about determination. But like Roger said, if we get a draw, I'll be very happy. A draw will also be a very good result for me because we just started getting our form back recently, and then we are coming up against a team that has been well structured, that did very well last season. So I really don't have too much of high expectations, but if we get a draw, I'll be happy. But at the same time, I believe it's very possible for us to beat them if we are determined, as if the players are determined to do that.
Okay. Ty, let's hear you. And Ty, welcome to the panel. Let's hear you. What do you think the outcome of the game will be?
Hello, Ty.
Big up. First of all,
Big up to you too, Ty.
I would say that for me, I think there's capability to beat Arsenal. Arsenal haven't been their quote unquote greatest self as we've seen but that can obviously change after an international break, and one thing with Chelsea is that after the international break, it does take them some time, especially the first game back, to really get back into rhythm. But one thing that is on our side is the fact that we have some momentum, and we do have some wins under the belt for the past 3 games. So in a sense, there's some sense of optimism, but at the same time, Arsenal finished with they finished last season, and they progressed slightly despite the inconsistencies in the performances so far this season. So obviously it has to do with output and if the team can actually gel and produce goals, because if we don't score goals we can't win the game. It's just about application on the pitch, and then you go from there. But I don't think it's impossible to beat Arsenal. It's not impossible, and we do have the players that can do it. Obviously, I'm not really sure of the team is, because I was busy, and why that's his coach. So I'm not really aware of the team news. I The only thing I do know is that there was reports saying that Enzo and Casado are possibly not going to be in the game. That's the only thing I know. I don't know if that has changed or if it's still the case. But we do have players that could produce a win. It's just about application, like I said. But it's not impossible for Chelsea to win against Arsenal.
Yep, thank you so much, Ty. I'll give those in the chat the microphone, then we'll come back to the panel again to continue. Let's see. Gusto will be important because he's a demon on Tekken's. He's quick, strong, and has no fear. Gallagher will nullify or upset Rice. Casado would do beats too. So there's a very important this match. And you can say, I think we have in my opinion, I think the only thing they have over us in that midfield area is just that they're well rehearsed, as Bobby would say. I don't know why I like saying that now. But I think we have potentially a better midfield. We will slap Arsenal. Clip this. Okay, I hope so. I hope you don't come back here needing a tissue. This says Bru Havertz make it hostile for him and them, and we need a win. We need a win now. A draw. Okay, I don't want. Okay, I'm not reading that. Let's just say this quickly, Roger. I don't know if I've asked you that question yesterday. We didn't make any sort of sense to boo Havertz. I don't think it'd be necessary. And I'm going to say this again. I'd rather Havertz not start, and I don't think he starts because he's been underperforming for a while. Except if the manager feels like that this is the game against Chelsea is the one that you could say that kickstarts his season for Arsenal because he would want to show us what we're missing. I don't know. Yeah. Do you think it will make sense to start Hazard against Chelsea?
I don't personally think, based on his performance thus far this year, he'll be starting at all. But you're right, though. He would be a very motivated individual to show us exactly what we've missed, etc. This is the normal mindset of people that are returning to their club, to a former club, especially for the first time, especially. So, I'm actually not that worried. Listen, I do realize what he's capable of, but I don't believe he's attained his full potential since playing in this league. So I'm not too worried with him. Now, would it be fitting for Chelsea for us to end up biting us in the gluteus maximus? Yeah, it would be. It would be so typically Chelsea, but I'm willing to take that risk. I don't believe he poses much of a threat based on current form.
But you can agree that, there's a risk there.
Yes, there's always a risk, coach.
Yeah. I'm just saying that is what the comment I made before. Sorry, I'm typing at the same time. That you'd see the Havertz you haven't seen in a while play against us, honestly.
Right.
But we'll find out whether he starts or not in a few hours. So we'll move on. Let's keep those in the chat, the microphone. And My brothers and guys, please don't forget the one important thing to do: like the video, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go along with 39 likes, but we should be doing better than that, people. And don't forget, we'll do a watch along on Soccer Perspective. You don't want to miss it. It's usually interesting with pre-game halftime, pre-game watch along, halftime analysis, post-game analysis. Excellent, honestly, if you've been part of it.
Coach,
Let's see. Yeah.
I need to get my suit ready just in case,
Oh yeah, I remember your promise. If we win the next time you appear on the show, you will be putting on a tuxedo. I hate Arsenal. We need to shut them up. I want to see passion. I want to see passion. The boys today. The rest of what you said there. Enzo and Caseda starting. I hope to see that. Big up to you too, AB. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Arsenal are getting slapped. Wow, some confidence. Havertz is an enemy. Boo him. If they boo him, I don't care, but I think I don't think it's necessary. In my opinion. Big up everyone. Big up to you too. Let's see. We have better players in your opinion, but they have a team. We don't have a team yet. That's how I see it. But Arsenal has a better team. Okay, you're saying the same thing too. And go check out Ty's YouTube channel. He shared the link to his channel. Go check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Nightbot rules, less than 2 emojis, no caps, no profanities. That helps us keep it as clean as possible. So let's start the match. Let's start the match. The match preview proper and the lineup prediction exercise. Roger, just quickly, let me ask you this. I think I'm quite sure that what's his name? Jeri Zee is very well acquainted with this particular piece of history, which says Mauricio Pochettino has never lost a Premier League home game against Arsenal, winning 3 and drawing 3 of his past 6 meetings with Arsenal. Roger, does that mean anything to you, or you think
that has no bearing or guarantee on a result going forward?
Mm-hmm.
None whatsoever.
But
now,
mm-hmm.
if we were shall we say a veteran team, and historically this coach in our current squad has an excellent record against them, then that would be relevant because of matchups. But that's not the case in this
Mm-hmm.
instance. So it has no bearing whatsoever, in my opinion. That doesn't mean that we can't, come away with points. I'm not saying it doesn't, but the relevance of that statistic is irrelevant.
You just cannot script football.
No.
You just cannot.
On any given day.
Yeah, let's say he had a sort of twist that Jeri Zee will add to it. Jeri Zee, I'm sure you're looking at it. Do you think does that make any difference for the way you can say your prediction for the outcome?
No, I totally agree with Roger. It's a good start, and you know what? Because this is all quotations, so we have to understand the significance or the whole picture. So journalists in the press conference actually told Pochettino this stat, and Pochettino was not even aware of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not that Pochettino knows or Chelsea is promoting it. It's a journalist who just brought it up. And I also, even who also follows this so much, I was also not really aware of that he never lost a home game. So it's a good thing. Of course, it shows that he was competitive. That's all it shows with Southampton,
Exactly.
right? Tottenham. So it's a good record. He can, of course, compete with the bigger teams. But again, right, why it doesn't matter? It's because he's at Chelsea. It's a new team, right? Completely new team. If it was like in the last 2-3 seasons with the same team, for instance, if he was at Tottenham, and the stats were for Tottenham, and they were more or less the same team, then we can kind of relate to it. So, and interestingly, to conclude this talk, and when the journalist asked this question or told him, and so Pochettino said something like huge pressure, because he said huge pressure. Yeah. So yeah, so the outcome, of course, doesn't have absolutely any bearing with this start, but hopefully Pochettino can continue his unbeaten home run against Chelsea.
Yeah. I'm just laughing what I have on the screen. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything now. Anybody else on the panel has anything else to add to the this piece of history that we looked at, our record or stats, if you want to say. I don't know. Or should we move on? But Roger, you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm not reading that one because I want to go to heaven, really. Twitter is changing. Yep. There are some rules. Sometimes if the other person is verified, you're not allowed to send them a message or something. I'm not too sure what or if you're not connected yet. I'm not sure. Or if even if it is your first time of sending a message, then they have to approve it for it to work. But that's by the way, let's move on. Let's get into it. Look at the numbers here. Oh my goodness, it just went blank. Okay, that's it. Here you go. The first thing we usually do is vote. There's always a poll, top right hand side on top right hand side. Let me say this. Follow each other first to DM. I think the DM he was trying to DM you in particular. So we usually vote to see what I'm guessing a lot of people will think Arsenal will beat us. So let me go with my club, of course. Yeah. Yeah, so no surprise in there, no surprise there. It says 53% thinks Arsenal will win, 31% thinks Chelsea will win, and 15% thinks it ends in a draw. I knew,
Wow.
given Arsenal's recent form and how well they did last season, that a lot more people. It's usually you have a lot. You could say you have the whole thing leaning towards a draw. Past 2 seasons, but last season and this particular season, yeah, you know why it is like this. And for those of you who are following the show on Facebook and on Twitter, if you don't mind, again, if you can come join us on YouTube, help us garner more likes on YouTube here, and also do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do a monthly giveaway for students, and yeah, this month I strongly believe will be huge, and that's because the person that won the last one once again give it back to the community and say, yeah, he's giving it back to the community as what's it called, as a gift. So we appreciate that. And was it Lemfield? I can't quite remember who. Let's see the Bluetooth again once more. And Joey is saying at this end of match, it's a war. That's a mindset. I just wish the Chelsea of last season went into that home game against Arsenal that they bullied us. I don't know why I can't get that off my head. If we
It
go
was
into this,
disconcerting, Coach.
yeah, it is indeed. Honestly, if we go into this game with the mindset that it's a war, it's not a game, it's a London derby and all that we have to win this, that this match defines our season, then we'll see a different outcome. I just want to see at the end of the day, whatever the outcome is, I want to see a spirited performance, really. That's what Poch needs to say to these players. I hope so. We have to win this one. So anybody else? Jeri Zee, sorry, did I miss it? Have you said anything about the poll?
I think it shows a fair reflection of where we are, and in fact, it's even like a good voting. I mean, good enough. What is this? 31%, right, for Chelsea, which is still like high considering where we are and the opponent we are facing. So of course, because Chelsea fans are also voting, so we can understand. So yeah, so it's a fair assessment, and yeah, and I think it will be a close game. And as far as the intensity, as I already discussed in detail in yesterday's podcast, so maybe in the comment section, some people probably didn't understand what I was saying. What I was saying is that if you see Tottenham, just to make it very short, even against United, Liverpool, Chelsea, all the big teams, all the Pochettino's record against the top six with Tottenham is not good, right? I mean, the results overall. But most of the games were very competitive. The only thing we can take out from the Tottenham team is that they were fighting. They were really, really fighting. So I expect the Chelsea team, regardless if we even lose 3-0, God forbids, that you will see a real fight. I'm not talking about the aggression in terms of tackling, right? The aggression or the intensity is the body language. The synergy that we will feel, in my opinion, is that we will see that the players will be up for it. They will go for a fight. And I'm very confident about that, irrespective of the outcome.
Will it be correct to qualify what you just said? You want to see commitment?
Of course, and there will be no shortage of that. You will see a very determined, competitive team who will absolutely be trying to do whatever they can. We won't be complaining about their efforts. I'll come after the show and I'll assure you we won't be complaining about their efforts, about the way they played the game, whatever they could try with the training or with the momentum they have. I'm sure that they will be up for it.
Yeah, a passion, you could say, yeah, is the right word. I think one thing that's you can say the difference between the team we have now and the team we had last season is commitment. More, first of all, at one point last season, you could hear the fan base complaining. The players that were looking at disinterested. It just didn't look as if they want to be there. They want to be playing for Chelsea at the time. But that's, by the way. Let's look at Fortmore's predicted lineup. They think Sanchez, of course, that's no surprise there. Colwell and Silva, essentially, which means they think the Sassi will be dropped to the bench if he has an issue. I'm not too sure, but we'll find out. Cucurella, left back, moved to the left back, and Gustafsson in the right back position. We'll see if that happens. 2-6-6, and they think he goes with the 4-2-3-1 structure. As much as I like this structure, I think would be better off sticking with a 4-3-3 structure. Maybe the logic is that probably Arsenal, they've been well drilled. They play the 4-3-3 structure predominantly, and probably will. You can say we're not going to match them if we try to match them structure for structure. We're not going to be effective at using that particular structure. So at 2-6-6, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. There are three here, centrally Gallagher, 10 positions. Sterling, left wing, right wing, Cole Palmer, and Jackson, number 9. But we'll find out. And for Arsenal, Saliba, they think Saliba starts. Yeah, he was doubtful. And Saka, they think he starts too. And Arteta wasn't, you can say he wasn't given so much away when asked whether the two will start, but we'll find out. Okay, here we have Mitchell Boy. He shared the link to his YouTube channel. He says, pop over to Chelsea Mitchell Boy at midnight and subscribe. And again, in the chat, you can say, start by telling him how you don't like him, how he waffles. I think he enjoys that much. But more importantly, please go subscribe to Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. He's recently joined 1,000 subscribers gang. Let's help him add cushion to that and get to 2,000 subscribers as soon as possible. I'd really appreciate that from you. Panel members are welcome also. Let's see what else we have. UK.
Can I have a question for the panel, if you allow me, Coach?
Yeah, go ahead, shoot for it.
Okay, so because I was really wondering over the week, is there any possibility that Poch will go back to a back 3 for this game?
That's what I think he may do.
I don't think so.
I think he's going. I think he's going to have a hybrid, gentlemen. It's very similar to the first game versus Liverpool, where he says it's a back 4, but in actuality, it was a back 3 for the most part. You know, because you have Colwell back there.
Let me ask you this, Roger.
I think it's going to be a 5-3-2.
Yeah, which of them you can say helps them achieve a good balance of you can say being offensive and at the same time being defensively cautious?
Yeah, I think
which
it's going to be. Well, okay, so it's going to be a hybrid in actuality, you know, with possession, without possession. And you saw this versus the Liverpool game. Even though he called it a back 4, it wasn't, because you had the vast majority, if not the whole majority of the time, a back 3 back there, because you had Colwell, I believe it was Colwell, I forget now, who was actually back there and never left that back line. Yes, you can call him a left back, but he wasn't. He was a left centre back.
Just quickly, I just learned something from Mitchell Boy. If anybody says agree, it's a tapping. Go ahead, Roger. Thank you. Thank you, Mitchell Boy, for teaching me that. If I hear somebody say I agree, they just did the tapping. Yeah, it just makes sense. Go ahead, Roger.
Question is, was the flag up? But no, seriously, I believe that's how he's going to go. I believe this is, if you remember, after the second and third game, there was, you know, we were debating whether that Liverpool formation, or was he only going to pick it for teams that were, shall we say, in the top 5 or 6, you know, and I think this is the way he's going to go, especially when it's away, by the way, you know, especially if we're playing a top side away from home. I think he's going to be far more pragmatic, a la, Jose Mourinho. So, listen, we can't afford to come away with a loss. We really can't at this juncture in the table. At the very least, we need to come away with a draw, and that's not a bad result when you're playing one of the top 2 or 3 sides in the league. So I have no problem with that whatsoever for him being pragmatic. It also doesn't stall the momentum that we've built up the last 3 games. So you have to look at the big picture. But I think I'd be very shocked if he does utilize a basic 4-3-3 without him using the same tactics as he did versus Liverpool.
Let's hear you. And let me hear you, Jeri Zee. Which of the structures, before I go to Jude, he hasn't spoken for a while. Which of the structures you think helps the manager achieve a good balance of being offensive and at the same time being defensive cautious? And let's be honest, being defensively cautious at this stage of our development is very important, because there will always be mix up here and there. But it's reduced significantly. But which of the structures would you say provides them with that? You can say the ability to achieve a very good balance. I know some people will quickly say 3 at the back, because when we play with 3 at the backs, usually we have a total of, you can say, 7 defensive players, because we have 2 6s, no matter the application, and 2 full backs or wing backs, and then 3 center backs. That's 7 defensive players in total. But I don't think that formation is actually set for the back structure.
But coach, is Enzo really a number 6?
He's not. But once he plays that, it's part of his responsibility.
But you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. But even though his responsibilities usually has that independence to be wherever he wants to be on the pitch.
But he's not inherently a natural number 6. So
he's not. Defensively, he isn't. He actually does well defensively when he plays in a 4-3-3 structure, and he's on either flanks. He does well defensively, because that's where he played for River Plate mainly. I can't quite remember where he played for Benfica and Otta. But go ahead with what you were saying, Roger.
Yeah, so to say he's playing with 7 defensive players, I don't look at Enzo as inherently a defensive player per se. I look at him, if anything, as a more progressive player, a playmaker, if you will. A registrar, however you want to term it. I don't look at him as defensive when I see him play. That doesn't mean he can't be defensive. I don't mean to infer that at all. But do you see my logic? So I kind of disagree with that premise that, we're playing with 7 defensive players. That's why I interjected, sir.
No problem, but I'm just going to let you know. Let me correct you for once. You called him a registrar.
A registrar, however you want to call it. Hey, I'm not a polyglot, remember?
No, you're not, Roger.
But you see my logic, though.
I totally understand. Let's hear you. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
He's more in the mix of a Pirlo, if anything.
Let's hear Jude before I go back to Jeri. Jude, do you think any structure gives them, you can say, more, you can say, the luxury to achieve a better balance? Jude, if you're there.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't really think there's any structure that is guaranteed, because we are talking about Arsenal here. The only thing I've observed about them is when teams get physical at them, combination of physical and being tactical, it's like Arsenal don't lose their guards. So I will expect a very strong competition, though unlike the last match we played with them that they just run us over and Noni just gave us a consolation goal. I expect that this match is going to be very tough. That's my expectation. I'll be very disappointed if I don't see that. And that's why I said if we get a draw, I'll be happy. And if we get a win, I'll be much, much happy. But I do not believe that there's any formation that is really guaranteed. But if I would suggest maybe a 4-3-3, a 4-3-3 because that's what has really worked for us when we're trying to form our team. But if you watch Arsenal too, I think that's what they play more often.
Yeah, which was why I asked the question: would it be a risk to try to play the same structure as them? They've mastered that the structure, so they know the weaknesses and all that, and how to exploit it. But that's just me. I'm not too sure that's even the case. But it just makes sense to look at. You could say, see this, look at the situation from an Avery angle. But go ahead, Jude, if you were still talking. Apologies.
Yeah. So, like I said, no structure will be guaranteed, but I just believe that we need to dominate our midfield very well, and we need to frustrate them at the middle, because if we allow them play around with the ball too much, then we might get in trouble. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you doing that. Let's see what else we have here. Coach, I've noticed how you are always attacking the comments section. Timo Werner would be proud of your final third game, and you got better tapping stars than Gary Lineker. Just go away. And I do think we have better subs too. Ian Martin, Mudryk, Reece, James, Badiashile, and plenty more. Do I see it like that? I don't know what to think of it right now. Kachila, we never played a back three. But I'm glad you're on the panel, but that's besides the argument. I just asked a question. If you ask Poch, he will tell you it was always a back four, and we've heard them argue that severally. But one bombing forward during attacking phase, and this happens all the time. There's no rigid structure, always a hybrid. Red card Everton. This is what we
Ashley
mean.
Young got
Ashley Young, as experienced, what did he do? A bad tackle?
Yeah, well, no, it was two yellows. So he was on a yellow already, and for an experienced player, he goes to ground and mistimes it, and it was never going to be anything but another yellow.
And referees these days aren't lenient. This is what we mean when we say that football is an ongoing, continuous, dynamic game. We couldn't agree more. I'm so excited. The reward for a win is massive for us in terms of building team morale. It would do us a world of good. And Constantine Dantoud is back in the house. And if you're watching, following the show on Facebook or on Twitter, please come join us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. We do monthly giveaway every month for students. And you never know. Maybe you'll be the next winner. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And Golo Dante is in the house. Let's see. It felt like some junk food. Got some deep dish. Pepperoni pizza. Oh, okay. And he went on to tell us how junky it is. Really, that's really. I don't like pepperoni. In my opinion, but enjoy it. It tastes good, but it's really junk in my opinion. I don't mean to you can say to to review your food. That's not what I'm doing here. Who wants a slice? Enjoy it. I love pizza too much. It's my weakness, but I'm trying to, you can say, tone it down a bit. Ty, let's hear you before I go to Jesse because he just joined. What structure do you think? Any structure gives the manager a better balance? If you're there, Ty, or do you think I should just go to JC? Whatever you think.
I just noticed Jeri Zee. I don't have much opinion on that.
All right. No problem. So, JC, welcome to the panel once again. And let's hear you. The question is, what structure gives the manager a better balance? Let's hear you.
Hi, Coach. Hello, everybody.
Hello, JC.
Hello, JC. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Namaste.
No,
You started it in the chat, so but go ahead, JC. Let's hear you.
No, I think it will be a back four, and during different phases, like somebody bombs forward, it's like three at the back. It can
Exactly.
be 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. There are. If you look at Arsenal, they like to press really high, really aggressive press. So I don't think we will be playing back three all the time, because when we are being pressed, we are back four always, very disciplined. So we might not look like back three, but when we are attacking, we might be, and it might be like a little bit conservative approach Poch takes. If because we are playing Arsenal, we are not playing some team which is like playing with a low block. So if it happens more often than that we are in a back three shape, that means we are attacking more. But I don't think that will happen. I Here's the thing. What I see this game is we have two teams with one of the best defensive records this season. Although Chelsea started bad, but now it's improved. And overall, our defensive record is just about where Arsenal's record is. And it's one of the best, both teams. So defensively, both teams are really good. Really, really good. Both have a good keeper and a good defensive line. When it comes to midfield, our midfield is just starting to gel. It is a very good midfield, but it's just starting to function. And I hope Casedo takes it one notch up, one more like level up, and Gallagher keeps the direct football and aggressive football he has been playing. But their midfield is very strong, very strong. So that's where the real battle will be. And
Exactly.
if you look on the forward line, we have some issues. We also have some issues with Disasi fitness, which is a concern, to be honest. Because if Disasi is not there, then we might see like back four of Gusto, Colville, Thiago, and Kukurea there,
Kukurea.
or so we do not know. Like eventually, the lineup will show where with these injuries we stand. But in the front, also again we have Jackson with their fitness issues. Broya is out. So and there we also have a dilemma. Like we play Palmer, we have Palmer, Mudrik. Sterling,
Sterling.
Jackson, and three places, or maybe all four of them play, but then who do you bench, Enzo or or Gallagher? But I don't think that is happening. The midfield is very much
No.
strong. So and when you look their attacking lineup, if Saka is back, then he will be playing against either Colville or Kukurea if Disasi is on bench, or like if he's unfit. So those will be the battles which will be taking place, and they have more experience, more confidence. They have been playing well for 1.5 years. We are just coming up. So in terms of home advantage, we have the home advantage. In terms of shape, it is all going to be fluid, but we will be, maybe if when they are attacking we will be back four, but when we will be attacking, I don't think we will be going hung ho like all back three and everybody is bombing forward, because they have pace in Martinelli and Saka. So I don't think like our left back or our right back, one of those two, will be like all the time staying up. So but eventually our defense is good, really good. That's one area where we match with Arsenal, and if we are able to nick a result, I think it should not be a huge surprise, but it will be like turning another corner for Chelsea, and we are again like, okay, one more step forward.
JC, I totally agree with you. I think the game is going to be won or lost in the middle of the park. I really do.
Yeah, that's true. And both managers like to play like a game in a way, like they like to control the game, like they want to keep the possession. So that and let us see, I mean, who comes with. You can say Arteta might come again with the more conservative approach. He did that against City. He was more concerned about defense first, and this season they have not been flying high, attacking like goal after goal after goal. They're scoring less in comparison to last season, but they are being more pragmatic and they are being defensively more solid.
Well, yeah, you have to be when you play City. They're so
Yeah,
they're lethal.
in general,
you know?
also, Roger. I mean, if you look at their stats, and like Jeri Z, Jerry will probably tell them that they are not attacking like full throttle like last season. They were all about attack. You could see them like coming back from one goal down, two goal down, and then outscoring and winning. But this season they have been also okay, concentrating on defense also. But
they're
okay,
more
yes,
pragmatic, aren't they?
yeah. So if they do that, then we will have some more control
That's
in the midfield.
that's a sign of maturity, in my opinion. It took Klopp 3 years to reach that level of pragmatism. So I get it.
I think a big role will be played by the stadium, our home advantage, and I really hope, because in our stadium has been very quiet for 1.5 years. I really hope that turn up the volume. That will help.
I
Yeah,
think it's been like that for a while.
yeah.
Maybe I don't mean to. Yeah,
Yeah, especially
go ahead, Roger.
especially if we go down 1-0. If
Yeah,
you look at like a Newcastle or Liverpool, these more traditional and I think more comprehensive understanding of the game, their home crowds actually they turn it up in volume. But when it's at the bridge and we go 1-0 down, you can hear a pin drop. It's like a church. So yeah, we need
yeah.
to
You could
not
say
just be
our
loud, but
fans. Yeah,
I think it's not just
go ahead,
being
Roger.
loud, but it's being loud at the most important times. That to me is the issue.
Yeah, you could argue we'll have a set of fans that they only you could say be part. They only become part of the game if we're winning, but if we're losing, they don't become the 12th man, which you could say, which is very important,
Exactly.
unfortunately.
But
I
would be
haven't had for
interesting to
weeks.
ask Jerry maybe if he can show the defensive
Jerry's
record
not
of
around
both
now.
teams.
Jerry has gone to the
Ah,
airport to pick up someone.
okay.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, haven't had for weeks, but once in a while is okay. Yeah, I agree. But there was a time it looks like if I don't eat pizza, I'll have a withdrawal syndrome. If good quality, a spicy Italian pepperoni, not greasy, but otherwise, I like Domino's. Domino's is seriously greasy. That's even worse. Michi
Yeah, it
is
is.
our expert pizza maker. Yep, let's hear him. What he has to say. Okay, that's by the way. Let's talk football. Mudryk, Gallagher, and Sterling will have a field day with Arsenal's high line. Sanchez better be on the front foot with those pinpoint long diagnose upfield. I think he's been good with his long balls, and stats show he tops that statistics, right? Or is it second? I can't quite remember what we looked at the other day, but it's one of the top in terms of that long balls. But just by the way, let's see, Coach. You're doing stream during the game or after game? No, usually pre-game, watch along of first half analysis and then post-game analysis all at the same time on the other channel. Yep, it's already scheduled. Even at this one, the moment this one ends, it will redirect people to that particular one. The fans started to act that way when we were losing a lot. Don't blame them. Do I think that's the case? I think for a while now, even before we started struggling, once we go down, like Roger mentioned, it's over. Even for the fans, in some cases they start booing the team. It doesn't help. But if they can always be the 12th man, we can go 2 goals down and still recover. I'm not sure what happens. I don't want to use the language to sound as if I'm just, you could say, slandering the match-going fans. I don't know whether we have legacy fans, so I'm not sure how it's to put it to come across effectively. The atmosphere would be great, no problem. It's up to Poch and players. You see, that's the issue. So let's say Dante is a match-going fan. He waits for the team to be firing on all cylinders before he cheers them. Did you see that? That's probably part of the problem, Dante.
Yeah.
All right, but that's by the way. Let's look at
But
all the things we have.
Coach, if Arsenal start either Jorginho or Havertz, then I think we might have a better chance at the midfield, because then I think our midfield will be a bit better than there if either of Havertz or Jorginho are starting. I think in technical terms, and. Another story I would really hope today is like if Mudryk plays or comes on as a substitution, and if he scores a goal, that would be fantastic. Like scoring against Arsenal, so at home would be great. And I do hope Havertz doesn't score against us, because then
Yeah, because if it starts, it would see the best of them.
Yeah, then
That's how I see it.
the banter will be lost.
Yeah. Yeah, then they'll tell you, yeah, we knew we knew exactly why we paid you that much money. So let's look at head to head. Yeah, you can say last season was the season why they caught up with us, and then they toppling us with just one win. Yeah, 15 wins for us, 16 wins for them, 7 draws. The last meet is they beat us. They beat us. They beat us a 3-1 at the Emirates. Then we beat us 1-0 at home. Wow. They've been bantering us for 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Let's expand it. Let's see. I hope. So we actually, you can say it's of then we beat them under Thomas Tuchel, 2-1, and then 2-0 at their home. That was the day Lukaku scored. The one we beat them at home, I think so. Yeah, but of late, wow, I don't like to watch that again. Well, the disparity isn't that much, in my opinion. 16 wins to us, 15 and 7 draws in total. But let's see how this one pans out. I'm gonna you can say yeah, should I use, is it retract? What term should I use there? What happened here? Oh my gosh. Okay, there you go. We're looking at this. Then team form, pretty much even. It doesn't, in terms of how many goals they've scored in total, looks like we've scored 4, 6, and they've scored 6 in total. They've scored, so -1, 5 in total, you can say, and they've scored 1 there, and 5, 6, 7, 8 -3. 5 also. So you can say team form is pretty much even. 3 wins, they have 3 wins. 1 draw, they have 1 draw. The difference is that ours was a goalless draw. That's a 2-2 draw. And during their loss, they scored one goal. You can say, but the difference is that we won 3 in a row, and they've lost 1 again for the 3. They won 1, lost 1 in the middle of the 2 wins. Sandwiched, the 1 loss sandwiched by the 2 wins. So well, you can say right now, if we're going by the 5 games, you can say we're in a better form because we won 3 in a row and they lost 1 and won 1. Let's see here. Let's say it's a Dante, a bigger bro, and let's say hey JC, all good. Just people saying hello there. This hype of Arsenal might not be the way everybody is thinking about it in this match. Liverpool was hyped that so much, and we actually had Liverpool fans in the chat that day saying some nonsense. The same way in the first match, but we all saw the outcome. And Oscar, welcome and nice to see you, Oscar. I hope you're doing well. Let's wait and see. Before I go ahead with the insights, which usually lead to me asking some questions. I want to hear Bobby start. Bobby, are you looking forward to this one? Let me start you with that. Go with that one. What do you think the outcome will be? Do you think we'll win or vice versa, or do you think it ends in a draw? Whatever you think will be the case, you let us know why you think that, so that we can go on, look at the insights, and then do the predicted lineup exercise and call it a day. And big up to you. I hope you're doing well. More importantly, are you there, Bobby? Okay, I'm going to try and get what we have in the chat while he tries to unmute himself. I cannot wait, according to Oscar. Dante, correct? Okay. You're having a conversation with Dante there. I've been in streams where Arsenal fans talk down on our teams so bad. I just hope the players turn up today and prove them wrong. I hope that's the case. They're so confident. I think I was on a stream the other day with an Arsenal fan. Tony is his name. On CFCOG's YouTube channel, I think. You have the best lives. Okay. I appreciate that. We have the best players. Was that what you want to say? Okay. But thank you, Oscar, for that. So let's look at the insights. Roger, I'm always going to come to you with a question. I will always come to you with a question, and all of you on the panel, even though you think it doesn't mean much, but I think it can give us an idea of what to expect. That doesn't mean that the numbers that we're looking at, the stats we'll look at, doesn't mean doesn't tell us for certain what the outcome of the game will be. We're ranked 9th in goals scored per game. We're averaging 1.4. That number has actually improved. So they're ranked 7th in goals scored per game. 2, that's yes, you can say 0.6 more than us. So not that the disparity isn't that bad. We're ranked a 3rd in goals conceded per match, 0.9. That's not good. Have kept the most clean sheets in the competition. And if you heard me discuss Arsenal this season after a few games, I've been saying this. I think Mikel Arteta has become even more pragmatic. He's become more pragmatic than he was last season. Probably he's learned quite a lot. They've scored. We scored 7 goals in our last 5 matches. Have been awarded the most penalties, 5 in total. Yeah, they used their dark art approach to get themselves penalties. So to me, it's even hard to see here. Okay, they score more than us, and they don't concede that much. They've kept the most clean sheets, and they've been awarded the most penalties. You can say if we're going by this, you can say yeah, most likely they will beat us. But I've said that before. The stats doesn't mean you can say it doesn't mean that certainly that again that's what the outcome would be. It just gives you an idea of what you can say what to expect. But Roger, let's hear you. What do you make of the stats we looked at or the insights?
Yeah, I get it. We're pretty much, but you have to look at the opponents also. I think that's the most important thing when you're looking at results. Like, who are your opponents? And let's be honest here. We've had, on paper, an easier schedule than them regarding our results. So let's not kid ourselves. But I mean, we are in form, so to speak, but we haven't exactly played the upper echelon of teams. Let's put it that way.
Jesse, what do you think?
Sorry, I, as I see, coach, they have scored 7 penalties, so they're not scoring that many field goals. So that's so we need to be careful. Like, we do not give them any penalties. I mean, they use the dark arts, and I hope referee decision or some does not affect this match, because I really hope like refereeing will not be the talking point after the game. But defensively, see, we are the 3rd best, they are the 2nd best record. So as we said, and in terms of goals, lately we have been scoring goals, and they this season have not been scoring that many field goals. Penalties aside, I think they've scored 16 goals, out of which 7, if 7 are penalties, then they
You
have
say
scored
5 because they say they've been awarded the most penalties this season, 5 in total.
All right, so 5 in penalties. So yeah, so they've scored 12 goals, field goals. So, okay, I mean, it's these stats show me unlike the mainstream media and everybody who's saying like they are huge favorites. No, I don't think so. I mean, Chelsea have just turned a corner. It's a new team, and our ceiling is much higher, but we are not there yet. And we have a lot of good talent to come back. If we have Nkunku back, Reece James back, I tell you, I mean, I consider then us to be favorites. But without those players, even without those players, we have been playing okay. And these stats show me like if we end up with the result, it will not surprise me. I mean,
you're sounding as if you believe, JC, you're sounding as if you believe that if we've had as much time as they've had to train together, that would be the better side.
Yeah, we will be. We will be. No, but Arsenal is also a very, very young team. And I think if you look for like next 5 to 7 years, these teams will be playing a lot each other. Both teams are full of young players. So there will be some kind of a competition between these 2 teams moving forward. And I think personally, our team is new. They've just been assembled. They've just started playing together. So the ceiling is much higher. We have not achieved our top level yet. When we reach that, I suppose we will be right there up with them.
Yep, Constantine Dante thinks most Arsenal fans are the worst, and Bobby goes to make a cup of coffee while just go away. Why the yeast is waffling? Just a reminder, the match is on 17. I think my time is different. I think I'll be all right. 9:30 a.m. my time. Yeah, but Roger, are you in London? I don't know, but he's for sure.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah, currently, yeah. Roger is a man of many locations because of his job. Time to destroy Havertz and Jorginho if they start. And if they start, fear them. Should I change my profile picture? That's fine. That's up to you. You shouldn't be asking us that. Is Gallagher playing? We haven't. Most likely, the lineup isn't out yet. The lineup will be out by the time we start the pre-game watch along and all this thing mashed up together. They're not huge of favorites. They just favorites. You could say that. Roger not going to any games. I'm not. Why am I reading that? I don't know why. Jude, let's hear you. If you have anything to say with regards to the insights we just looked at, I mean, I can breeze through them again if you want that. If you're there, Jude, let's hear you. What do you make of these insights we've looked at? Did you are you able to predict the game by looking at them, or do you think it doesn't mean anything?
Though I lost my audio, so I had to go back in and come. I had to go out and come back in.
Yeah, it looks like you took your boy to the game because she was showing us a video then.
Yeah.
All
okay.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't think one can predict anything because football. Going by statistics, Arsenal will be favorite, but we all know the data doesn't really is not really accurate all the time. There's always a time that the game will change. And Chelsea's confidence is high. Arsenal's win percentage now is just about 43, so which would have been higher if Chelsea was still in the trenches like the way we've been before. But those 3 wins in a row is changing the narrative. So I believe that it's very possible for us to beat Arsenal if we have determination. But I don't think one can just base it on any prediction for now. I don't really do prediction though, because except if something that is very obvious, like that okay, they're going to run these people over. I believe Chelsea is going there prepared for battle, and I expect Mikel Arteta to really step up and prove himself, because if he should have a bad game or Chelsea should lose, Arsenal fans are going to come after him. So I expect him, if he has a chance to play, to put in his best and take the game on himself like Hazard will do back in the days.
Yeah, Oscar, you're making me laugh. Oscar will change it now. If he asks if he should change his avatar, he does change it. So yeah, okay, Oscar, if you like it, take it, run with it. I like this. I like this kid. But Oscar, much love to you, brother. Let's see what else we have there. Injured players quickly before we move on. Ty, you have anything to add to this? Well, if you're ready, I don't know why Malang Sai is still showing that he's on the red card for 10 years. Go ahead, Ty.
Did you get a red card? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you crystal clear.
I'm saying that did Malang Sai like get a suspension or something on loan and he's come back injured? So I don't know. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, and it's been like that for how many years now? Yeah. So anything else you want to talk about? You want to add to this, the stats we looked at, or should we just move on, Ty?
I'll just say this. With those stats and what I heard people say before, it's not a case where those stats mean anything. We've played Arsenal numerous times. We are in a better form, and they still win, because when it's a derby, you give your best. And that could go in any way. It could go into in the favor of us, or it could go in the favor of Arsenal. The important thing is that looking at the most recent game that they've had, obviously they I think they were, I don't remember if they were leading or Spurs was leading and they had to come back. So in a sense, you can look at that to say that if we're able to actually defend as a unit, get the lead and or force mistakes out of them and pounce on their mistakes, then in a sense the stats will inform you of the fact that they're scoring goals, yes, but if they don't get certain what do you call it? I don't remember the terminology, but if you if for example they get in penalties, and I think it's what 1/3 of their goals has been penalties, so I guess in a sense it has to do with their output as well, and you have to take that into consideration. But I personally think that the stats in itself doesn't mean much, but in terms of looking at the way they've been playing as a unit and having to be coming back from behind, if that's the case, then that means then that's an advantage. Chelsea have had to come back in the game against Burnley, but usually before that they were taking the lead. So if it's a case where we're able to take the lead, then there'll be momentum on our side, and we can go from there. We can build on that. So I think in terms of that, the game isn't straightforward. It's one where you just have to wait and see what happens. But we have to ensure we get the first goal, and we're very composed and we don't overthink it or overplay it.
All right, thank you so much, Ty. I'm trying. We'll just breeze through the injury list and then move on to the lineup prediction exercise. Yep, Oscar, enjoy. Much love to you, brother, and thank you for also loving the community and also being here and supporting it. No copyright at all. Let the kid enjoy himself. What are you doing to me, JC? Do I need to get the FBI to decipher that? But like I said, it's Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Pate, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, Jesus. Team news. I don't think the lineup comes up now. But you said team news, so it's not lineup. Team news. Okay, thank you for that. So the yes then Sa. Okay, forget about Sa. Wesley Fofana, we know that until 2029. Trevor Chalobah, unknown return date. Romeo Lavia, early December. I think he did suffer a setback, even though he refuted the reports that he suffered a setback. I think he did, because he was previously scheduled to return by the end of this of October. So Reece James probably available for selection, I think. Marcus Bettinelli, a few days. What is happening to him? I don't know really. Christopher Nkunku early November, so probably he will get to November, December before he gets to play. Roger, sorry, were you saying something?
No, I was just laughing.
Oh, okay, because I asked the question, but seriously, you get my point.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened really? Christopher Nkunku early November. Connie Chukwuemeka unknown. I think he's back and fully ready. We might see. There's a chance we'll see a surprise because he's fully fit, according to reports. Connie Chukwuemeka. I'm not sure. We heard that he suffered a setback too. Yeah. And Benoit Badiashile, I think, is ready. Ben Chilwell, early December. I don't want to say anything about Ben Chilwell right now. Amanda Broya, early November. Did he suffer a setback again? I've not been paying attention, man. Okay. You love this random guy. He's not random. And be careful. Be careful how you use Oscar. Be careful how you use emojis. Just use one emoji if you're still listening. Otherwise, Nightbot is gonna he's gonna keep deleting your messages. Just use one emoji, and I haven't found a way to set it to be a bit more lenient. So let's move on. I don't know. Anybody else has anything to say with regards to the players we have out injured? Otherwise, we're moving on to the lineup prediction exercise. And Jesse, I wanted to ask you, these guys are suggesting that he will go with the 4-2-3-1 structure. I don't think so. I think he will stick with the formation that has worked for 3 games in a row. But people could look at it and say he wouldn't want to go match Arsenal structure for structure because probably they know, you can say, how to exploit that structure. They played it predominantly. I don't know whether that makes sense, but let's hear you.
No, I think our shape. I didn't. I won't say it was 4-3-3. Also, totally. I mean, it was always fluid
But
because
let's just call it the starting structure.
you can see at times both Gallagher and Enzo little bit higher than Casado, and Casado just sitting over the back line. You can sometimes see Colwell going up. So it's not exactly 4-2-3-1 or 4-1, 4-1, or sometimes even like 4-1 to. I mean, it can be also back three. So they are playing certainly very different. But against Arsenal, I think it will be we will be more defensively compact as well because they press quite high. So it will be like 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2 at times when we are defending, and then moving more when while attacking also, like, okay, I mean, it will be 4-3-3 or we will see. We will see. It's a close call, coach. But I think both Pochettino and Arteta will be mindful that a loss harms each team's more than getting a result, like a victory. So my gut feeling is like none of these two managers wants to lose the game. The first priority is not to lose the game, and that might we might have a game which is. Although they might say like they come to win the game, and crowd will push Chelsea, and Arsenal will be aggressive. They have been in last 1.5 years whenever they come to play at Bridge. But but ideally, I think both managers will be happy not to lose the game.
Yeah. Let's. Constantine, we've done that. Or did I arrive at your comment late? Um, for them, let's just go back there quickly and be sure I didn't miss anything. We went through us, and there's is just Leandro Trossard. He's a dangerous player too. On the wings, Julian Timber. He hasn't played that much after joining them, so they don't have too many important players. Any important player missing actually, but Trossard is important also for them. Roger, let me hear you, Roger. Do you think the starting structure will change? To me, you could say it would be a risk to change what has worked for 3 games in a row right now. But let's hear you, Roger. What do you think?
As I stated at the very beginning, I believe it's going to be a fluid approach, very similar to the Liverpool game. That's how
Which
I
was
see
why
this
I
going.
used the language of starting. Let's say a starting structure.
Yeah.
Let's forget about the application. Let's talk about what you think. Do you think he changes the starting, what we see as the starting structure? Because he tells the media this is the structure we're using, and that's what they show us. But do you think he will change the starting structure? And Jesse explained fully well the application, how fluid it can be. And you did talk about how it's not static; it's always hybrid.
When you look at the Liverpool game, regardless of how you want to call the formation, the majority of the time, our defense, there was 3 at the back consistently. Now, you can say that Colwell was a left back, but really he's playing as a left centre back. So you can call him whatever you want to call him. You can call him a rabbit, a fox, whatever. Doesn't matter. When you're playing 3 at the back, consistently, and you want to say there are 2 centre backs and 1 left back, but they're playing with 3. There's a line there, and they're consistently playing with 3, which means that left back, however you want to term him, is not going forward. He's staying in line with the 2 centre backs. That to me is a back 3. And that's what we saw invariably in the Liverpool game. Yes, it was the first game of the season, and it was against a top club. So I understand his wishes to be pragmatic, because this was a departure from pre-season completely, if you recall, and we didn't see that coming. And so I foresee this also being the case. I think because of the fact that this is a top team, that are in form, and I think he's going to be more pragmatic. I don't see him. Yes, don't get me wrong. It's going to be fluid. I think we can all agree upon that. But primarily, you're going to see, I believe, 3 at the back more often than not. However you wish to term it, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a bloody duck, period. So I would say the majority of the time you're looking at a back 3.
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a bloody duck, period. I want to start saying that, but I always forget how you say it. Thank you. Yeah, Coach, let's go. We've done that. I appreciate you. Oscar thinks we're gonna win this one. Coach, it's right. It's a 4-3-3. Let's just call it the starting structure, given the fact that it's never static. He switches it up, and the application is very different. And I like it that he's gotten the team to start with the starting structure, but the application very unorthodox, I must say, and it confuses the opponent, in my opinion. Hayili, and that's Tasfayi. Hayili thinks that Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0. Tasfayi, I appreciate you joining. Thank you so much for joining. It's a tough time to be a Chelsea fan. As a fan, I got injured on my couch. Our last match, stood up and had back injury. You fans, be careful. Not only the players now, if even Chelsea fans too. And Constantine Dante agrees, saying the injury energy flows to us all. I agree with you. It won't be like the Liverpool game because we don't have Ben Chilwell, you could say. I think that makes sense. Yes, sir. Jamera, nice to see you. I appreciate you joining. If Poch plays Kukurea, then it will be a back 3. Really? Okay, we'll see. Ty, let me ask you before I go to Bobby. Do you think the manager would change the starting structure? I think that's a better language to use these days, since it isn't static. For me, I don't think he will change too much in terms of, let me say, application. Let me just go with that rather than structure. Because the players will get confused, and it's a risk against a well-drilled, and let me call it what Bobby used to call it, a well-rehearsed Arsenal. We'll be in trouble if we try to change too much. But let's say, Ty, if you're there, do you think it changes anything?
No.
All right. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you. All right, let's leave Ty alone. It looks like he doesn't have much to say with this. Bobby, let's bring you on. The question I asked you before, it looks like you had audio issue. I hope you fix it.
No, I'm at a match with the underage. So, I tried to show you some of it, but I don't know what happened with my camera. Or what.
No, were you the one showing us a video? I think we could see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, you didn't like me today, so you didn't call me. No, I'm joking. What's your question? I'll have to talk quick because I've got a lot of people.
Okay, yeah, we'd like you to talk quick too because the background noise. What sort of game do you expect? What do you think the outcome will be, so to speak? Do you think the beaters and vice versa, whatever you think it will be, you let us know.
So as I've always said, I don't do predictions, but I think with this game, if we have a good, this is all about the coach, because we certainly don't have all our players. So if Poch has a good strategy and the players execute it, I think we can do it. I really do. They're strong, they're good, they're better rehearsed than we are. But there's just something about this new crop of players that I think they have one thing on their side. As they're learning each other, the opposition don't know them either. So they have to guess and focus on their own game, which we know. So I'm hanging on to that, and I think if we do that, we should be all right.
All right,
Did you hear me?
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Humans can humans can walk like a duck and quack like a duck, and a duck as well, Roger. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Evil Jesus. I love you too. Again, Oscar. I appreciate all the love you've shown to the channel. Much love to you. And then Bobby in the club. Yep, indeed. We got him in the club indeed. Is Reece James fit enough? There's been conflicting reports, but from what James, his posts show he's fully fit, or maybe he's ready, or maybe he's available for selection. Let's just leave it at that. Whether the manager deems him fit enough to start and do well remains to be seen. If I were the manager, I will not. I will not risk it. I'm not going to even highlight what Constantine just said, let alone read it. I'm moving on, man. So, so I'm going to do the most difficult thing. I don't like the panelists to suffer, or we're thinking. I'm not taking my time to think about who starts, and I think it's going to be Sanchez after much work alone. Yeah, I think Sanchez starts. And he's improved really. We knew at the time that he was just you could say the unfortunate, you could say the untimely departure of Kepa Arrizabalaga led to him starting when he shouldn't have started, because he hasn't played for a while. He hadn't played for a while at Brighton before he joined us, and we knew at the time that the first few games he played for us, which were going to be his preseason. We did see shaky moments, and some goals we believe that at the time that he could have should have stopped.
I'm sorry, Coach. Sorry, let me jump back in if I can once the game has started, because then I might be easier for me to talk. Yeah,
All right, no
sorry,
problem.
I'm really surrounded. I'll speak to
No
you.
problem.
Yeah,
All right, thank you, Bobby. So we've seen again how he's improved, and you can say had he been in such form when we lost those games that he guarded the sticks for us, you could argue that he'd do better. But to me, I think he deserves to start between the sticks until we see. I get it. Petrovic is a good shot stopper. But I don't know how good he is with his feet, in my opinion. But somebody in the chat the other day argued that he's actually really good with his feet. But that remains to be seen. I'm not reading that one. I've told you, Constantine Dante. Konate should have seen a red in today's game. The ref is a fraud. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Roger. Let me come to you. The back four for you. Let's hear you.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about. Okay, so let's start from left to right. I think it's going to be, Cucurella there. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Colwell there. Sorry, Colwell will be your.
Well, then, okay. If anybody disagrees, then we use the poll. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I think that's a safe bet there. I think it could be wrong. Obviously, I think you're going to have a back two of I know Badiashile is supposedly healthy. I don't see him playing in this game. I think you're going to have Thiago Silva, and you're going to have Disasi still.
Okay, Silva on the left, right?
Yeah, and I think
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and then I think for your right back, I think it's going to be Cucurella. I really do, because he's got more experience playing in this league as opposed to Gusto. So that's what I see as the back four.
And you could say he's defensively efficient as, again, even more than Gusto, in my opinion. It's just that Gusto is traditionally a right back, while Cucurella isn't. And here's a question for you, Roger. Since you're saying it's this, the Bluetooth game is saying Colwell versus Saka. I hope Levi sends him back to A&E. Okay, it's not a question, really.
Wow.
Do you think he can? Roger, I want to ask you, do you think he is capable of dealing with him effectively?
Yeah, because, listen, he's playing out of position, and he does look a little bit lost at times, being that far wide. I think we can all safely agree on that to a certain extent. However, I think knowing the fact that he's probably not going to be going past the halfway line, he's going to be, I think, for the most part, in the back three. And so you're going to have coverage there, so which is fine. And we don't even know whether Saka is starting today. So, and if he does, what percentage is he fit? I doubt very much he's 100%. So I think
Chances are, I think you make sense. Chances are he will not start, and that's because who was that said that yesterday? That they'd have one mind in the Premier League, and more importantly, the Champions League.
Yeah, exactly. They got more games this year. We don't have that luxury, so that doesn't mean that I'm 100% correct here. You never know. You could have Cucurella playing there because of a fear of Saka starting. One doesn't know, but I suspect that will be the starting formation. And I'm not really concerned because of the fact that I don't believe Colwell will be going that high up the field. I think his primary responsibility is that of defensively. I don't believe he'll be playing the prototypical, left back where he goes very high up the field. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why is the screen not showing. Oh, okay. The presentation screen went off mistakenly. Just give me a second. Okay. JC, don't worry about the goalkeeper. I've done the homework. I've done the hard part. Let's say you're back for JC. If we differ, if any of the panelists differs, then we'll have to use the poll to get to complete that. Let's say you JC, you're back for.
Assuming Disasi is fit, because if Disasi is not well, then
is he not fit?
He's a suspect.
They're saying he's a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are Pochettino's in press conference said like they will make a decision today. So
it's game time. Sorry for interjecting. Then you could see Badiashile step in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's fully fit, right?
Yeah, supposedly.
You can say Pochettino also didn't want to give away so much, just like Arteta did.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. Something Jesse said that's very correct is that if the Sassi is fit, he most likely will start. Yeah. But let's hear your back for. Do you differ with all this?
Yeah, I mean, if Disasi is fit, then in my starting I will have Gusto over Cucurella because against Martinelli, because Gusto is better defender 1v1 and playing against Martinelli and his pace, Cucurella. I mean, he's playing out of position. His natural left leg is more dominant. So, I mean, these are small margins, and playing against Martinelli, I would be more inclined to go for Gusto there. If Disasi is not fit, then we have Silva and Colwell as centre backs, and then we have Gusto and Colwell, Cucurella. Gusto at right back and Cucurella as left back.
Do you not see, if I can ask you, do you not see Cucurella's experience being a factor playing in this league compared to Malo Gusto?
No, I mean...
I think it will be...
No,
here's why I think you should consider that, Jesse. Here's why I think you should consider that. If you watch the presser, the manager mentioned specifically the age of Malo Gusto. He's even saying his Malo is 19, while Gusto is already 20, saying he's still a kid, still learning, made a mistake and all that. I think he will most likely, and Cucurella for how many games now has played there and he did well, I think he will most likely play Cucurella there. But let's hear you. I'm going to put up a poll so that those in the chat will choose.
Coachella, if you ask me honestly, I mean, I understand Roger's argument that Gusto is not giving good crosses, but you don't expect any Cucurella crosses as well.
Sure.
And if I look as coach's argument that he's a good sweeper, we don't need a sweeper in this new system. He has played well.
You had to have a go at me, right?
No, I'm giving, yeah. So you can say that, but I'm saying is like he's a good defender when he has been like when his back. To be honest, like when his backs were to the wall, and he really was struggling to get into the team. He performed well at right back, and he was having a little bit of support also from Palmer up front, and Disasi was covering for him as well. So he has performed well. I don't disagree, but if it's a hard question, but it's a personal choice. And I would be more comfortable because against a top team, you tend to go more like take less risk. And Gusto is a more traditional right back, and I think he is also quick and he's good 1v1. So I would go for Gusto. I mean,
And I
so
think we shouldn't count out James. We shouldn't rule out James.
no, even
We
if he's
shouldn't.
like not, he's just fit. I mean, maybe give him 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but to be starting, I don't think so. I mean, let him recover fully.
Mhm. So yeah, we're using a poll now because we differ. I think for me, I think it will be if the Sassi is fit, I think Kukurea still starts in the right hand side. But we're using the poll now. Let's hear what the people thinks there. My mom plays in front of Kukuroja. Wow, I don't know how that one comes across.
Wow,
Okay.
that's
I
funny.
think Silver needs to make way for Batman, Benoit, Batman, Badiashile, three Bs. Let's see. Coach,
Coach, here is
remember
another
what?
thing. We are
Mhm.
forgetting about Matson. But to be honest, like with his like this contract issues and all this, I really do not know where do we stand with the club stands with him, and
That's an
whether
issue.
Poch can start him.
That's an issue.
So,
And
but
then
he is not
until
really
Poch plays
started
him,
as a
yeah, go
left
ahead.
back.
Hmm.
But
Go ahead.
he's a left back, but he is not started as a left back very often under Poch, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was why I actually think we may well end up going for a left back in January. And rumors are we're interested in Phil Hernandez. And I believe that. Why do I believe that? Ben Chilwell is hardly fit. And I'm sure the club's hierarchy, they're well acquainted with the fact that he hardly stays fit. Kukurea, as well as he's doing now, rumors are that the club was still cashing on him in January, mainly because of his salary, because they want to reduce the wage bill. Yeah, what's his name? Levi Cowell isn't the left back. No matter how you see it, there's something, some you can say attributes, you can say some application. You would need to get the way the position is fulfilled. You need to see from a left back that you don't see from him, and he's played predominantly as a centre back for a while now. I think the manager, I don't think he's going to play there for us forever, even though he played there for England 90 minutes. I think he will end up moving centrally, in my opinion. He's a bit rigid for that role. Centrally, he's also, you said, I don't argue about his passing ability. That's one of the things I love the most about him. But if you go and rewatch that cup game against Brighton where he plays centrally, then you know that's where he belongs. But let's see what the manager does. Yes, I agree with you. Matson, his case is it's shocking, really. And it just seems as if the club just want him to put pen to paper for a new contract so that they can get a sizable fee when they sell him. That's just how I see it. Honestly.
I concur, Coach.
Sorry?
I concur. I agree.
Yeah. Coach, remember what Cowell did to Haaland in the Brighton game? Did to who? Oh, okay. I don't remember that particular game, really. Big up to you too, Mark and Noom. Always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining. Cowell, Silva, and Badiashile. And Chimera, nice to see you again. And Mark and Noom, nice to see you once more. Our backline will struggle. Why do you think that would be the case? Elaborate. Cowell, left back. I'm not reading that again. Liverpool penalty. The ref has handed down the game. It looks like the ref in that particular game has been horrible. Ugochukwu and Badiashile should start today. We need their technical ability. Wow, a lot of people want Ugochukwu to start. I think James should start. If it's not fully fit, I don't think he should start. But we'll find out what the manager does. Gusto for me, joking apart, or maybe Roger's opinion apart. I know I know that will probably come to his mind. I don't think we can rush James back in. He's injury prone, and so is Chilwell. That's why I said if I were the manager, honestly, I will not select Reece James. We will most likely see the same lineup against Bali if they're all fit. Chimera, let's see what else we have here. I'm gonna kill the poll immediately. Gusto wins. And that's 9 votes. So I'm gonna go with Gusto there. let's end that one. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes go a long way. And do I really think this to stand there? I don't know, but we'll find out. Nobody
What was the
knows what will
final
happen.
tally, Coach?
Gusto with a 44%, James at 33%, and Kukurea at 22%.
Wow.
Yeah, that was what you were asking about, right?
Affirmative.
Okay, thank you. Big up to you too, Obi. Get in, get Obi Mother. Well, always nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. And Obi thinks James to start anytime, any day. That is if he is fully fit. That's when he gets to start. But we'll find out. Ty, if you're there, Jude, let's hear your back four. Do you agree with what we have there? But already, except if you disagree with any of the other areas, I think the right back is settled because we use the poll. So let's hear you.
Yeah, well, my own is I think everybody should be in their lane. I would take Gusto on the right hand side. I would take Cucurella on the left hand side because I don't think we are not sure about Reece James yet. We don't want to play him in a match like that with high intensity and then he gets a setback. Unless he's fully fit, but if he's not fit, I'll take Malo Gusto, Cucurella on the left, and then Thiago Silva and Levi Cowell in the middle.
And Oscar's lineup is Sanchez, Silva, Badiashile, James, Ugochukwu, who's Stalin, Jackson, and Modric. Okay, let's say you are Ty, your back four. So we need. So you said Cucurella left back because we'll set it right back with Gusto. So let's do a poll on left back. I think Cole takes it. But Ty, let's hear your back four if you're there. Okay, doesn't look like Ty is there. I'll come back and we'll continue. Left back, Cowell and Cucurella. I think most likely people will pick Cowell, and that's just what a lot of people don't like Cucurella. So let's be honest about that.
No,
Yeah, we can hear you, Ty. Let's hear your back four.
No, to be honest, Cucurella has performed really well. I mean, in the last two.
But
three
even
games.
at that, do you know a lot of people still don't like him?
No, it's not. It's not that we don't like him or anything like that. I mean, it's a good problem to have. Like two good players, three good players available for that position, and even Disasi can play right back also. And if Chalobah was fit, he has played at right back. But I just feel like in this game, I mean, Gusto is back from suspension, so he walks straight back into that team in absence of James.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I mean, that's his role. That's why Gusto is in the team to compete with Reece James, and he's competing admirably. So if you look at
he's
that,
done well.
Defensively, not going forward, he's been in.
Yeah, I agree. But today, I mean,
but I agree with you. That's why I never mentioned it earlier. I don't believe his forward play comes into the equation today. I believe that both these backs, these full backs, will be their primary duty is, or at least one of them would be to actually play defensively and nothing else, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ty, let's hear your back four.
Earth to Ty. Over.
Oh boy, I would say
that's the spirit
in the middle. Silva and Disasi, if he's fit. If he's not fit, then I'm putting Levi Cole alongside Silva. And I'm starting Cucurella on the left. It's an unpopular opinion, but I would do that. And Gusto would be my right back.
Well, actually, if Disasi is unfit, then this is not unpopular decision. This is the popular decision that Cucurella should be left back.
Yeah.
So you're spot on there.
Well, let's see what happens there. That's OB saying hello to everybody. Sorry, I have something in my mouth. I apologize. That's not good. I apologize. Mitchell boys, don't do that to me. We're gonna win, Obi. I hope so. And Christian Norton, big up to you. I appreciate you joining. Found the sound of Poch. The sound of Poch impressor. Will be cooking right back. You think so? I think that could still happen again. They said Sassi has a tear muscle. That's like 4 to 6 weeks injury. But he was pictured in training or in the gym, at least. That's what I can recall. And that's a guy that hardly ever gets injured before he joined us. He never had. Yeah, exactly.
Truly a Chelsea player.
Yeah. So he's Chelsea 2-2. I'm not sure what to make of that, but we'll still use the poll to decide. Yeah, I think the Sassi plays today, from what I'm saying. The left back, and a lot of people are picking Cucurella to play left back. So let's go. I mean, I always like to take care of the most difficult aspect of this whole thing. I don't want you guys to go through it. So I'm going to go with Caicedo here in the middle. So those are you go with the guys that flanks, the guys that flank him.
Sure.
Yeah, or starting with him.
So Bettinelli? No, of course not. So obviously it's going to be. I think there's strong possibility you're going to have Enzo and Gallagher in those 2 number 8 positions, realistically.
And, yeah.
All
Even
joking
though
aside.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, all joking aside, it's going to be those 2. Unless there's, shall we say, a fitness issue with one of them, I can't see any other midfield combination. I really can't.
Yeah, you can't say the manager doing otherwise. As long as Caicedo is fully fit, he's starts.
And unless there's issues with their health, other than that, like pulling a muscle, stretching, whatever. Just being honest, I can't see him choosing any other 3 midfielders.
The 3 of them, they've proven this season to be our best.
Well, yeah, no, but there could be one exception, and that could be Ugochukwu. He may pick him over someone else, but I believe that will be in the latter stages of the game as a sub. I don't believe you'll see him start, but you never know. But if he does, I understand why, because of height. But I still think 90+%, you're looking at those 3, the probability of starting.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else. Cucurella left back today. Kowa should play centrally. I think so too, but we'll find out what happens. But rumors are that the Sassi, I'm not too sure. Maybe he's out. I really do not know at this time.
And by the way, you know what? I still have to say there's a caveat with this formation. I mean, you've got it as a back 4, but primarily you're going to see 3 of these back linemen staying.
Actually, 2. Usually only Silva and the Sassi. These 2.
Yeah, you're going to have probably Gusto go forward, but you're going to see Colwell. You're going to see Colwell, Silva, and Disassi, or whichever 3 combinations. You're going to see them primarily in the back 3. You're not going to see Colwell progress past the halfway line. He's going to be, for all intents and purposes, a back 3. So exactly like the Liverpool game, however you want to term it, in your nomenclature, naming convention, it's still a back 3 by definition.
I'll go with naming convention. Oh, Roger, don't do that to me again.
But it's important, though, because it's important that I stress that, because for all intents and purposes, it's not a back 4, But I understand why Pochettino calls it a back 4, but it's not really. Not when one of your backs never progresses and stays rigid with a linear back 3. So, as I said, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Most likely a duck. Yeah. Silva should join the coaching team. I think that happens. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. I just want to keep him in some capacity. Yeah.
I don't think he stays. According to reports, it looks like he's going back to Brazil next year. I hope that's not the case. Being selfish, of course.
It's a traditional thing for Brazilians. They usually end their careers at home.
Yeah, and that's fine. But I would love for him to stay for Chelsea's sake, obviously. Being selfish.
I want that too, yeah.
I think he can add so much, not only in the current players, but I think with the recruitment going forward also, I think he's he could be a huge factor. I mean, he's like a godlike entity in Brazil. I mean, it's a household name, and why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's go. My ideal lineup for this game would be Badiashile, Disasi, because Silva's age would show in this game. You think? Okay, we'll see. Kante, Casado, and Enzo coach. What? Kante, Casado, and Enzo coach. Have you noticed how Kante has played every game for his new club without injuries? Yeah, I did see something to that effect
Wow.
on online. They're not overusing him like we did.
How many minutes is he averaging?
How many what?
How many minutes is he averaging? Do you know?
90 minutes. I think I'll check again for that start and I'll share it with you. He doesn't get injured, plays very well, really. I think we nearly killed them.
Yeah, well, us and the French national coach also.
Yeah, the shoves didn't help either.
Yeah.
The slightest he recovers, he calls him back immediately. And that's just highlights how important he was for the French. Probably still is. He was for Chelsea at the time. But yeah, I like it that he left, not because I wanted him to leave, really.
Let's be honest.
He deserves that good money. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's be honest. If he started for France, I think you're looking at France lifting that trophy. I think there's a strong possibility.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Argentina or England or anyone else.
But I understand what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's a difference maker. I think he's one of the greatest midfielders I've ever seen, period. Regardless of generation. I think he's a full... And not just on the field, it's off the field also. He's the consummate, modest individual. He's a coach's dream. He really is. And every coach that coaches him, that trains with him, says the same thing. They cannot speak highly enough of him as a person, more so than a player. So,
Roger, you didn't finish saying it. You said he's a consummate. You didn't say
professional. Yeah. I said player. So, but he really is.
Did you say player? I think he didn't even say player. But it's been a while you use that term, and
he truly is, and I miss him. I don't usually have favorite players. I really don't. Coach, I seldom have a favorite player because I look at the game for what it is, but he's the exception to the rule. He really is. Because on so many levels.
Here's the funny thing. Every time I say exemplary professional, I just say consummate.
I miss him for
every time. I say, okay. All right.
I have a feeling Caicedo is going to be the second coming of N'Golo.
Yeah, he will be,
do.
and probably a much, you can say, a different, slightly different version of him. But Kante will always be Kante. Play Kante as a 9. He will still be doing defensive work. He will still be the reason why you didn't concede. Honestly, that's how good he was. Yeah, and he hardly gets carded. Has he ever received a red card? I don't remember. I have to check that. Remember the days we didn't have these high injury numbers. It seems like every 2 weeks a new player gets injured. I don't know why that is. This again, even here's where it's concerning is that even new players are getting injured too. Had it been the players we've had for a while, then you say, yeah, they played quite a lot at the time, so it's weighing on them. Constantine, that things depends on how we play. If we sit back, Silva is okay. His IQ experience important. Important. But if you play more forward, Silva will be cut out. As he has a few occasions already. I think I agree with you. If he gets caught again, where he has to run to help us avert a danger, then just forget about it. It happens. Big up, coach. Big up to you too, Glenn 10. Appreciate you joining, Glenn. Much love to you, JC. Sessions, which is Ty, and everyone in the chat. I should be excited for this game, but I am not. Must be sick. But I'm with you. N'Golo, loving the one weather. That's another thing to consider too. 13 games, I think, in total. Yep, that's huge. I hate to say it, but Ainsley's form isn't as convincing as Gallagher. Gallagher Ugochukwu will be a wise to start. I think Ainsley has to start. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to control the game in any way. They're going to run over us. We may end up winning, but it's going to be as dirty as ever. So Enzo needs there for us to have a good coordination, defensively, offensively, however you want to say it, but you get the gist. Yeah,
Taylor,
let's say, yeah.
you know what? I agree with this midfield. If we have a balanced game and everything is going like a chess game, so we are even Stevens and everybody is like trying to influence the game. Then this midfield has been performing. They are starting to gel together. It makes sense, and Gallagher is the captain. But if we are 2 goals down, for example, and or if we have to attack like all out attack, I would rather have like the front three of Mudrik, Jackson, and Sterling, and then Gallagher being substituted by Palmer. Because
We'll
I
get there.
want,
Give us, Jeri Zee, give us, Jesse, give us your, sorry for calling you Jeri Zee. I
yeah,
know you.
it's a copyright case, you know.
That's funny.
Just give us your 3-man midfield. We'll get to the top 3 in a bit.
That's bloody
And
funny,
No,
Tracy.
as I say, like this should be the starting, and I expect.
okay, apologies. You already mentioned that you like it, but go ahead.
Yeah, 90%. This is going to be the starting three
Yeah.
in the midfield, but I mean, if Gallagher is not playing progressive football and not passing the ball forward, but doing it like sideways or going back, and if he's like overwhelmed or something like the first half in Burnley, then for me in the front six, the first player to be starting should be Casado and first players, I would say, and Palmer. Palmer is very open, very intelligent. He has been opening up our
He has to
opportunities.
be the most intelligent player we have in
Yes,
our
yes,
ranks
and
right
I
now. And
want him
I
on the
said that
pitch.
too again. Yeah.
So now, if
Mhm.
we are starting this midfield, then probably Palmer will be the player 10 on your chart, and Mudrik will be on the bench. But if we are a goal down, and if Gallagher is not having the best game, I would rather have Mudrik on the field and Palmer also on the field, which and
Or if he's
Jackson
carded
also.
early.
Yeah, and then that means we have to sacrifice Gallagher because we need to
Let's see
score.
what happens. Yeah. So I'm assuming you agree with the midfield 3. So I'll go to Ty in a bit to find out his selection there. He hasn't got Gallagher's position in his water. That's why did I miss anything? Just saying hello there, and I said hello to Glenn 10, my friend and brother there. Glenn 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and whatever. Let's see. Yeah, I'm good. And you, bro, Issa Kamara, I haven't even said hello to you, but hello, brother. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join us this morning. For me, afternoon for a lot of people over there. Kukurea has better passing, but Gusto is defensively more sound. Kukurea is actually a better passer of the ball than even Chilwell, in my opinion. The only person I think probably may well have a better passing range than him will be Reece James, in my opinion. 3 hours left before the game. Kindly consider giving your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing these diverse Chelsea channel with your friends and family, offering thoughtful and well-reasoned discussion. I appreciate you that saying there, Jeri Zee. I like again. More importantly, let me just leave it at thank you so much, Jeri Zee. I appreciate you. 16 likes. We can do better than that by the time the show ends. We still have a few minutes to go. Hopefully, we get the likes up even more. It's just me, my man. Okay, let's see. Besides Jay Z, and sometimes people just having a conversation there. Anything else? So Ty, let's hear you. Your midfield 3. The Gallagher delegation has left the chat. There are a lot on the panel. If you don't know, I like that one. I don't think we don't have any Gallagher delegation in the chat right now. It's usually a God of Frogs. God of Frogs, Mitchy Boy. Yeah,
Bobby.
And Bobby, yeah, and Constantine Dante is the opposition, the chairman of the opposition party.
And if he's
For lack
passing
of a better
sideways
term.
or backwards, then I support Constantine in all his thoughts.
Let's hear you tie your midfield three.
And
Wow, it looks like there's a lot of delay before Ty gets what we say. Yeah, Ty, let's hear you. Ty, you have a bad connection there. Maybe you have to go back and come back in. And the poll, let's look at it. I'm not sure if we're going by this poll, which means we have to make adjustment to the central area too, because I think
they do.
Ty, you need to go out and come back in. We can barely hear what you're saying.
Difference.
Roger, what do you guys think? But right now it's still 50-50, 16 votes, 50% thinks Colwell should start, and 50% thinks Kukurea should start. So Roger, let me ask you this. If he switches, if they choose Kukurea, we need to make adjustment to the back line, right? Because I think Colwell starts.
Yeah, I believe Colwell starts also.
Yeah, it just to me, I think if those in the chat select Kukurea, which means the Sassi drops. If in fact it has a muscle injury, I don't think the manager will risk it. But let's wait. 16 votes and it's 50-50. We'll find out soon. Jude, if you're there, look at the back line and the midfield. Do you disagree anywhere? And let us know why that's the case.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Well, I think I would. Well, backline, the Sassi with errors. I would have preferred Silva and Colwell in the middle, and Gusto on the right, and Cucurella on the left. Then Enzo, Caicedo, Gallagher. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I just hope they are not fatigued, especially Caicedo and Enzo.
So we have a consensus for the midfield three.
Yeah, for the midfield three, yes, but not so for the back four.
Not so for the back four. So we're waiting. The poll will help us decide. The poll is switching to Colwell. We're just going to leave it until we're about to end because it looks like we have 17 votes already. I'm not just going to end it at that because it looks like it's still changing. Jude, since I'm still with you, the front three, let's hear you. Then if the panelists differ, then we can switch things up. So let's hear you. The front three.
Yeah, front three. I would want Sterling on the right. Sterling on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson at the middle, and Mykhailo Modric on the left. While Palmer will be watching, and let's see anybody that mess up between Sterling and Modric, Palmer will come in to replace any of them.
I disagree. I'm going to give you mine. I think Palmer starts. We don't have anyone else that's close to Palmer in terms of his vision. That's Palmer actually. Enzo has good vision. Even Caicedo does have good vision, but the way they operate, we need Palmer somewhere there. If Palmer isn't here, we'll lack creativity.
Yeah, but sometimes, coach.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good when you are going for a tough match like this and you don't put all your best to start at once. Sometimes you can observe and still use one of those your best as a game changer, and that's why I think
it happens. Sometimes here's the thing: what makes what's his name, Leo Messi special? What makes him special is like for a lot of times on the pitch he'd just be walking around.
Yeah,
and what does he do? He reads the opposition weaknesses and all that, and that's why you haven't seen him for the last 10 years. But in the next 10 seconds, boom, he changes the game. So I agree with you. As much as I agree with you, Jude, I still think I think Palmer starts it. I think probably Modric will start from the bench, but let's see what happens. And here's the thing: somebody's suggesting something here. Somebody, you can say that guy I hate to love. Really, at least you didn't say the H word. I agree. He did. And that's because Chimeras is saying, Dante, my dislike for you is ever increasing. He says, at least he didn't use the H word. Yeah, a lot of people do here.
Yeah, but coach,
yeah, go ahead.
but you know, when it comes to changing games, I think I trust Palmer more than Modric when it comes to changing game.
So
I
you would
trust
rather
Palmer.
you would rather Palmer come off the bench.
Yeah, because I trust
My
I
argument.
trust ability to change game more than Modric.
I agree, but I'd rather him start, and he could say we could do with his ability to read the game very well, switch the ball whenever he needs to. And the surprising thing is that for England, he played here where Gallagher is right now. But I think the manager, we need Gallagher in this game. His energy will go a long way. Never a critic for Starboy Enzo. Even will go for some physicality. Yeah, you and Bobby are in the same gang. Do I think he gets to start in this game? Possibly, I don't know. Watch coach do the tapping now. Let's just go away. That's why he said this. And now he said I did the tapping. Palmer for Gallagher. We need creativity. Because he knew I would agree with him. I think we need creativity, but I wouldn't say Palmer for Gallagher. Gallagher needs to keep his place. We need his work rate here. Especially for Gusto, inexperienced Gusto.
We can say in a way these top six you have on your on your screen. There is a fault line in there.
There's a what?
There is a fault line in that two rows of three.
Elaborate.
And elaborating it, if I how to put it, you have to put in Palmer there, and then make a choice which one sits on the bench out of these six. If Jackson
I would say when you say okay, go ahead. Let me not do a tapping on you.
If Jackson is injured, the problem is solved.
Yeah.
If he's fit, you have to drop one of the four. I would say.
Did we hear anything that suggests he's injured?
Yeah. He's was also mentioned in the press conference like he's a doubtful case, and to be assessed in the morning.
Okay, maybe he's just mind games, not letting us know who starts or not.
But one thing is sure, Palmer is definitely starting if we want creativity and also balance, and also the balance, like to read the game, assist defensively when needed, create, change the flanks, given the passes opening the players, counter attacking. All this comes from
and also get you goals. He can get you goals,
and he's crossing too. He's an excellent crosser of the ball.
So you can make it pretty simple. Like out of those six, like decide it's not the easiest choice, but one has to drop, and that should be the. And I think that will be the dilemma which we'll be having, because I think Palmer starts. If he's on the bench, I will be surprised. I think that is why some people will say Sterling, some people will say Jackson is not fit, some people will say Mudryk is not totally ready, some people will say Gallagher, but he I mean, that's not the ideal place you would like to have in a 4-3-3 Palmer you need a little bit higher, then it's not 4-3-3.
Jeri Zee, I'm flagging you offside because you did a tapping on me. You did not.
My only question, Coach and JC, is which Sterling shows up today? Is he the Sterling that is ready to challenge and dribble past people, or is he the person to lose the ball with his first touch and look
walking
lackluster? Deer in the headlight. So this is the question: which Sterling shows up today?
No, I think there'll be space. I think that the Sterling you're looking for shows up.
Sure. I know what you're saying,
Roger. But we have to see also like two points, very important point, and one of them is a tap in on Constantine. Yeah? So we have seen a lot of times like Sterling is not contributing defensively at all, and if Jackson is injured, then he might be the false nine. And the second
Jesse, would you say, because Sterling doesn't contribute, if he starts on the left hand side as the left forward, because he doesn't contribute that much defensively, would you say that makes it most likely that Cowell starts?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So and then Mudrik drops to the bench, but then the other tap in I was thinking of is um Sterling plays well for 1 or 2 games and then vanishes for 5 6 games.
You noticed
Mm.
that, huh?
And
Yeah,
that's the original content, Constantine Dante, right?
yeah. So he played well last game. So
But he's
and
so
if Jack,
inconsistent.
yeah, and if Jackson is injured and Sterling has had his good game last game, then we are in trouble. I mean, then we need another player, not only Palmer, but one more good player.
Yeah.
hmm I think Palmer starts this game. Even the way the manager, again, he's spoken very highly of him. The kid is different from all the players we have. I get Jude's argument that he makes more. Is more again. If you get, you can say, start him on the bench and then bring him in, he can make a difference. He can make that difference even if he starts. That's how I like to see it. This kid is the most intelligent player we have within our ranks right now, and he can get you goals too. I know he hasn't scored one from open play, but we'll see that happen soon. Let's catch a bit of what we have in the chat now here. Ties front three. Then we'll go ahead from there. Yeah, watch Coach 3 tapping. Just go away, man. His coach is always hacking my laptop. You look, see how he set me up. You cannot put Stalin against Zinchenko. You think Zinchenko can stop him? Is that what you're saying? You think Zinchenko is going to stop him? I want you to elaborate, Mr. Squiggery. You can say coily braces and coily braces dash coily braces close it. I don't know how to pronounce that. Palmer for Gallagher 100%. If we go 4-2-3-1, as Palmer is number 10. Even if we go with 10-10-4-1, I think Gallagher starts. Just get over it, Constantine. Honestly, as much as I don't think he's not my favorite. He's not my favorite player at Chelsea. I don't think he's again. He's a finished article. I think Houston. The bar is so low, as somebody said. He's been one of our best players this season.
Yeah.
No matter how you see it. I don't know how else to phrase it. And I think you all know who said the bar is so low. Anyway, it was Roger anyway. I wasn't going to say.
Copyright.
I couldn't stop laughing when he said that. Do you believe that either Casado or Enzo might be among the substitutes for? I think both start. Both will start. Good sound, Jeri Zee there. Let's see what else we have here. Palmer has to make this. Definitely, I think he starts, except if he's not fully fit. That's the only reason why Palmer doesn't start. And remember, we saved that here. Sterling will show up. Yep, there's space for him to exploit too. Yep. And I think he's always played well against Arsenal. Let's see what else we have here. Sterling out, Palmer starts. I think Palmer starts and Sterling starts. I think, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to see him start, I think Mudrik will not start this game, especially with this structure, really, in my opinion. But let's see what happens. Inconsistent Sterling can never be trusted. He's a hit or miss, and the manager will actually trust him more than the younger players in the team. Yes, I think so. I could also it could also be for tactical considerations. Both are very critical. In 1 in 7 Starlins, the number 7 shirts. That's why possibly I think that's a good way to align his shirt number with his performances. Starlin doesn't show up in a big match. Wow, is that really the case? Ty, is that really the case? Sterling doesn't show up in big matches if you're there. I think before Ty hears what I'm saying, it will be the next 10 minutes. So I'm just going to move on, really. I think he has audio issues. Roger, let's hear you. You know him better. You have a spreadsheet of his his dribble completion rate. You think he doesn't show up in big games? I don't know why I'm inclined to believe that, but let's hear you, Roger.
Well, I haven't updated the last 2 games, but his dribble rate was 46.43%. So
even days where he emerged as a best player, if you check it, his dribble success rate will always be below 50%.
And that's because invariably the ball gets stuck under his feet because he doesn't have a technical first touch. Let's be honest. But Listen, you have to roll the dice with him because he has been at times our best player by far on occasion. Let's be honest here. You have to give him credit where it's due. I believe that even though Mudryk can exploit the gaps that will be left in the channel, I think that because he's not press resistant as much as, for instance, a Palmer is, because Arsenal will press up front. Listen, I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying I'm wrong, but I see Jackson, Palmer, and Sterling because we've seen it time and time again. Even last season, the coaches put more faith into Sterling because of his experience. He's one of the veterans. Whether that price tag has any bearing on that decision-making process, I have no idea. But I think it's a safe assumption to say that you're looking at Palmer, Jackson, and Sterling. Whether Sterling, because they're interchangeable, Palmer and Jackson, they can both play on either side.
It's a fluid, looking approach, as Glenn would say.
Yeah, Palmer on the right can cut back in and cross or shoot. But conversely speaking, when you see him play for City, he's an excellent crosser on the left. So I would probably assume that Palmer will play on the right and Sterling on the left with Jackson.
Yeah, I think so too. But I have to use a poll now.
Yeah, but if Jackson is indeed not able to start and may come on, I think you're right. I think you're going to see Sterling as a false number 9, and you're going to see Mudryk start. It's that simple.
And that is if Jackson isn't fit, right?
Affirmative.
Okay, let's go. So I'm going to use a poll now. Since Palmer won the one by 50%, 12% for Mudryk, and the rest was for Sterling. So on the left we have Mudryk who can play there. Then we have Sterling also. I think Sterling will start, but probably there's a chance the poll will pick Mudryk. So let's add Matson to that. Good luck to me, but let's just give him a chance for the sake of it. But I don't think he gets a chance here. We'll likely see Sterling on the left and Palmer on the right. I think that's the most likely what we'll see. Mudryk coming on in the second half. Yep. Coach, you should do a whole stream dedicated to Conor Gallagher. You'll be lucky if you get 3 views. You might even break the dislike record for a single stream. Here's the thing, I pay attention to those things. If we are talking about Gallagher, and if people, once I start saying Gallagher, there's a good player in him, and saying some stuff like praising him, you see people unsubscribing. That has happened because I pay attention to that in the window, the screen to my right hand side here. This says Sterling getting the vote because he had one good game out of 100 is mad. Unfortunately, you keep playing a player who's on form until they prove that they're no longer on form. Unfortunately, because if it's not broken, why try to fix it? Yeah, go ahead.
Very interesting poll. If you would like to do that, is like let's assume Enzo and Caicedo are nailed on starters. Although they said like they will be assessed as well because they were tired. But let's assume they are nailed on starters. Then we have Mudryk, Jackson, Palmer, Gallagher, and Sterling. So can we have a vote? Like which one player out of following 5 should be benched? And then you list Mudryk, Jackson, Palmer, Gallagher, and Sterling. And we see the result.
Okay, let's kill. Okay, just remind me, the moment we killed the poll asking for left forward who starts, let's give them a few minutes. Then you let me know. Yeah.
And I don't think Pochettino will totally agree to that. His vote will be totally opposite of what the general assumption is. But it will be funny to watch, like how I didn't want it to be very precise, like to make it like between Gallagher, Sterling, and Mudryk and Palmer. So just to mix it up, let's add Jackson there as well.
And let's just say this. Let's talk about this, Jesse. I think Mudryk will be more suitable in a 4-2-3-1 structure where he's a winger traditionally. Wouldn't you agree?
If I thinking what Poch will do, then I think Mudrik is the one who drops on the bench. If
I think
you
he
ask,
drops on the bench, really. Yeah.
yes, but if you ask what will be the chat voting result, then it will be a close call between Sterling and Gallagher.
I
Yeah.
can see Pochettino's logic for starting either of the players, to be honest with you.
But if Mudrik is starting, I don't think it will be this structure. I think we change. Yeah, and Stalin. The reason Stalin, you could say one of the reasons why Stalin did well in this does well in this structure is because he played that, and it's a similar structure at Man City for a while, a long time. When Man City was playing predominantly with a 4-3-3 structure. So let's see. But I think he starts over Mudrik, especially now. Now that Mudrik, you could say he traveled also. Where did he play? Where did Ukraine play the game? So I can't quite remember. The truth and reality often do not align with popular narratives. Unfortunately, I think those in the chat will end up picking Mudrik
Malta.
over
I
Stalin.
think they played Malta.
Oh, they played Malta. Yeah, I'm talking
so.
about the location of the game to find out how much they have to travel. They have to.
It was.
It
was either Germany or Malta because Ukraine plays its home games in Germany.
So probably still Germany won't be that much of a travel.
No.
Yeah. The Blues, we all know who will be there. Yeah. But we had to use the poll anyway. It says people having conversation there. Constantine Dante, of course, bro, the dislike button is gonna press itself. Yeah. Jackson will start. Yeah, definitely. I think Jackson starts. That's enough Gallagher slander for the day. I've fulfilled your daily quota. Yep, you don't have any more space. Just give me a second, Jude. I'll come to you. Starling, in terms of wages, is the highest paid in the club. Man gets paid heavy to show up when he wants. I just hope he's up for this match. I hope to see him being consistent. And Conto 198, 98. Chelsea winning 3-0. I hope so. Thank you for sure joining, bro. Poch won 3 games on a spin. Why will he change anything except for the right back position? Stop
because of the competition.
Things. And we agree that. And we agree he won't change much. But yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But also injuries. Huh? Jackson might be injured. Disasi might be injured. So that's why. And also the opposition we are playing also like what style of play we expect. Are we playing against a low block team, or are we playing against a team which will convert our team into a low block team? So that makes a big difference.
Yeah, let's see what happens. But Vic, more importantly, nice to see you. Constantine Dante says Stalin will start, no doubt. If he stinks, if Poch better start Mudrik from now on. I'd rather Houston, even forgetting that such performance from him after every other game, I'll still take him as long as you say the fact remains we're stuck with him. Poch starts left. Left forward, Kukurea? We'll see. After all, he played him in the midfield area during preseason. Coach, can you do a new poll? Should Gallagher leave in just go away? Oh my goodness. He said, sorry, I lied. The blue, I knew you could. Okay, just responding to him. Let's see. Saka, Trossard, and Saliba. Late fitness test. It's looking good, guys. And plus, even if those guys recover, he'd have them on the bench because their priority will be the Champions League. But I think Arsenal, as much as they don't have big names on the bench, those kids they've shown whenever they come on, they perform well. Jackson has a wrist problem, not his legs. He will wrap his hand properly and he's good to go. And he's played out since sustaining that wrist issue. Big up to you too. Yeah, that's another one. Lord Dante from Constantine Dante to N'Golo Dante, and now it's Lord Dante. So Jude, let's hear you wanted to say something. Let's round off as soon as we can and watch a bit of the next game before we come back for Yeah, come back for the watch along show. Jude, you wanted
Yeah,
to say something?
I just wanted to add that Raheem Sterling, if like Roger said, that he's not really consistent with his dribbles. Yeah, but he might be able to cause some sort of pressure up front and maybe win us some penalty or free kicks. I think he's good at doing that because after that interview where he said the coach told him that whenever you get the ball, even if you don't know what to do, just run into the box. So he seems to be running into the box every game he plays these
I'm
days.
sorry, but
Yeah.
that sounds like how you train primary school kids.
But then, but I think he would have a good game. I expect him to have a good game today. But he doesn't have to play the game till the end. But I expect him to have a good game. This is a London derby. If he can't have a good game today, then he's very useless.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, but Roger, that what you just explained sounds like when you're training a kid. Just run with the box, with the ball, just run into the box. You never know what will happen.
Jude, I'm
Roger,
going to quote you. By the way, if he can't get up for this game, then he's useless. But yeah, I think that every week. By the way,
Roger, let me answer this question. Let me just put you on the spot for a
Sure.
while. If you were the manager, I know how much you love him. Would you start him based on his performance the last 2 games, or let's say the last game?
realistically, you have to. You
Yeah.
have to.
You reward
I mean-
performance plus. You
and-
you just start him and hope he shows the same level, right?
Yeah, cross your fingers. Go to church, whatever deity you believe in. Just listen. I believe critiqued him fairly in the past because it's warranted. But you have to give him kudos because he has been our best player for the most part this
One
season.
of our best players, him and
Let
Gallagher.
You mean Sterling, right?
Yeah.
Affirmative, yeah.
So I would say not the last game. I would say the last half of the game.
Sure, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, he has stepped up. He has been the catalyst, shall we say, for our games, for winning and so forth. And you can't
He
deny
had a
that.
hand in all the goals who scored in
Yeah,
that game.
And
Yeah,
even
yeah.
when we lost, he was given man of
Yeah,
the
that's
match.
true. That's
You
true.
know, listen, I'm not his biggest fan. I think we can all safely assume that. But you have to give him credit when it's due, and he has been at times an excellent player for us. But has he done it on a consistent basis? No. It seems like every other week,
Yeah, that's true.
and that's what I find disconcerting, to be honest with you.
But Roger, one more thing. I mean, if we end up in a game like first half or like say first 15 minutes, we see that Arsenal are dominating us, dominating the possession, high pressing us, and our forwards are hardly able to cross the half line. So it turns into a game of counter attack. And I'm not so sure Sterling has the pace anymore to successfully score a goal from counter attack.
No, not in that traditional sense. I tend to agree with you. Like a Mudaric could running down the channel. However,
He can break open the low block teams, but
yes,
I mean,
but
playing against
also,
Arsenal.
but what he can do is he can make intelligent runs, and more importantly, he can dribble with the ball and get fouled. He puts his body in position to defend his possession, and that's he's gained from experience. So, listen, he brings positive attributes and conversely, unfortunately, negative attributes also.
And zero defensive contribution.
You know what though, he has on occasion shown up and actually tracked back and made tackles. Would you call this a consistent basis? Of course not. Let's be realistic here. I agree with you. Listen,
would you say if the manager pays attention to that, he can improve in that aspect?
Yeah,
Jose Mourinho will think twice.
Yeah, listen, he's not on my Christmas card list in that regard. Let's be honest, okay? But you must give him credit when it's due, and because of that reason, I see him starting.
To a certain extent, our last 2 games and all those goals and all, he has played a role. important.
Yeah, he's
role.
been the catalyst. I really believe that. I can't
Yeah.
believe I'm saying this, but it's the truth.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Gallagher.
22 votes, and it's 59% Sterling, 41 Mudryk, and Ian Matson 0. Wow. Okay.
Tough crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's gonna be Sterling. Go ahead, JC. Were you saying something?
No, I mean, this is what you have is most likely we will have this team, unless
Unless the Sassy
Jackson
isn't
and
fully fit.
Disasi, are not fit, and or otherwise, unless Poch has a plan. So
We'll find out because it doesn't have to. Injury will, you could say, will not be. He could just decide to change things up, tight on based on you can say his preferred tactics for the day. But we'll find out.
But
Let's see.
here's
Yeah,
another
go ahead.
question: if Disasi is injured and we still don't play Kukurea, and we end up with Silva on the right centre back position and Badiashile on the left central back position and Colville as left back, how would you look at that?
I think it's still fine because Badiashile and Silva has played together before, and I think they have excellent chemistry.
And Disasi as well. But if he's injured, then probably I think it's not a given that Kukurea will still get a game time there.
Yeah, it's not a given. Again, but I think there's a high chance he starts. That's because he's done well on the right hand side. And if James isn't ready, chances are Kukurea might still start in the right back position while Gusto sits out. And that's because he traveled. And Kukurea trained for the whole 2 weeks with the manager. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
You know, Gunners saying we're bombs, but field their strongest lineup possible. Make that make sense. But less, they're probably concerned. They know we have a good team. I know we're not playing as a unit yet, but they're concerned. As a Chelsea fan, I feel like this will be a tight loss. It doesn't look like your choice. A Chelsea fan, and your name is funny. Apparently, Banana. So I'm not sure what to make of that. 1951.
He's talking bananas.
Okay. The last time. People saying he's talking nonsense, right? 1951. The last time the Gunners got 4 straight wins at the Bridge. I hope it doesn't happen today again. Oh, I thought that was their last title win.
Seems like it.
I think Glenn knew it wasn't. Floppy cannons. Yep, exactly. Floppy cannons indeed. Let's see. Glenn knew it wasn't. Starting to feel pessimistic. Ty, I don't know you actually to be confident anytime. During transfer window, you always go against the grain, but usually correct. But I hope you're wrong today, to be honest with you.
It's funny.
No, tell him. That's how he and I operate. He says we're not going to sign a player. That's how I know we'll sign a player.
I'm reading the beautiful games comment. Sorry.
Oh, okay. But of late, Ty has been correct in terms of transfers and all that. And yeah. For your information, Roger, Yeovil Town are top of the league. It's going to be a good day. So that's a good sign, I'm guessing.
That's funny.
Yeah, come on, Chelsea, get back to winning Wales full time. FJT, that's not a Chelsea fan. If you ask me, I don't know who you are, but big up to you. I appreciate you. This is your first time here. If you don't mind subscribing and also joining us on Soccer Perspective, where we will do the watch along, pre-game watch along, halftime analysis and post-game analysis. This guy is making a good argument to start Sterling. Arsenal will be pressing high. We need pace to catch them on the counter. Players are running behind their defensive line. Chances that they will not press high today because they know we'll have pace. Yes, then, and Arteta has become more pragmatic than last season. He doesn't have to be pretty all the time. He's learned that. I think Kukurea deserves to start. I'd say he deserves to start too. Whether the manager starts him is a different thing, but I think he will start. Who is in goal? Ramsdale, I bet 3-0 Chelsea. Yeah, you don't sound like it. I don't think he starts Ramsdale. I am pretty sure Kuku starts, but let's see. My biggest concern is Gallagher. He's won one-dimensional gameplay and a slow reaction could kill the flow. I'll take him. I still have him on the pitch and take the other things he does right. His industry and that is, you could say, what seems to be his erratic approach to stopping the opposition. It works. He can unsettle an opposition player. So let him start. I'm not too concerned. Big up to you two. You're still going. We're rounding off in a minute or two. Mitchy boy, nice to see you. Yeah. Yeah, Mitchy boy stream late. Yeah, why didn't I catch that? Mitchy streams for 8 hours. The same at a stretch. Honestly. And then the next day, Roger was sleeping for 45 hours, and Bobby too. Is that really you, Chimera? I don't think it's him. I don't know him well to know. Arsenal, okay, I see. And that's okay. That's when we travel to the Emirates. I get this one. We'll find out. Chelsea versus Arsenal watch along. That's the link. Yep, on the other channel. Soccer Perspective. That includes a pre-game show, the watch along proper, halftime analysis, and post-game analysis. So I'm gonna ask those in the chat the question what they think the outcome will do. I'll put up a poll. Once they're done, I think we'll call it a day. Anybody on the panel want to say anything else? Player to watch. Okay, Ty, player to watch on both sides. Let's hear you.
I would say the player to watch. The player to watch on both sides would be Palmer. And
Palmer for Chelsea.
Yeah. And I'm going to see Martinelli for Arsenal.
Martinelli for Arsenal.
Yeah.
All right. Players to watch. Jesse, let's hear you.
I would say Saka for Arsenal and Sterling for Chelsea.
Sterling for Chelsea. Okay. Roger, let's hear you. Players to watch for both sides.
Arsenal has to be Odegaard. And Chelsea, wait for it, Sanchez. You're welcome. I think this guy has to step up today. He has to.
I really do get that, Roger. Wow.
I think he has to have a solid game. He has to be really on his A game. So...
Wow. Okay, that's seriously concerning. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Roger dropped Mike indeed. I'll get to that in a bit. No,
That's
coach,
right.
what Chimera said about Gallagher. Did I miss that? Okay. Will a draw be considered a good result? It depends on the overall play, but you can say good result given that we'll find out anyway. What determines again? What for me again? There are other factors that I consider before I say a game is a good game or a bad game. The overall display of the team. Roger, a vampire, he doesn't sleep, and the beautiful game. Chelsea thinks it's going to be 2-0 Chelsea win. I think we'll concede, no matter the outcome. For me, a draw will be a good result for us of where we are now and where Arsenal are. Palmer for Chelsea and Martinelli for Arsenal. I think somebody on the panel already said that.
Yeah, that's what I think they're saying they agree with me. Thank you, Vic.
Okay. Must win for me by 1 goal. Your mom to score. Roger dropped the mic there. Yeah, wait for it, Sanchez. Oh my goodness, Roger out indeed. Where's the hashtag? Let's make it trend. Gallagher's brace. Yeah, I think he can get us a go from there too. Mitchell boy. So anybody else on the panel has anything else to say before we call it a day? Let me look at the poll here, which asks the question: What do you think? Look at my English there. What do you think the outcome will be? 71%. Thinks it will end in 2-1 Chelsea, 1-1 draw, 14%, 2-2 draw. Yeah, whatever happens, I think we'll concede. If we're done, I'll be surprised. So anybody else on the panel has anything to say before we call it a day?
Yeah, I think if there will be a win in that game, it's gonna be 2-1. I don't see anything more than 2-1. Both teams will score. But I just hope Special Agent Jorginho and Kai will do their job. Like Jorginho give us one costly error, and then Kai will not know the way to the net as usual.
Against Chelsea, I think you put them away nicely today if you get the opportunity, unfortunately. As much as I don't want to see that. But with that, we've come to the natural end of the show. I want to say thank you to everybody. Up the Chelsea. I want to say thank you to Jude Mesol. Let me just pronounce it like him. Tyron Zenin. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. JC Roger. Everyone else in the chat. Bobby was also on the panel here, and Jeri Zee was also on the panel here. And I want to say hello to those in the chat before we call it a day. Glenn 10. Much love to you. Chelsea Mitchell boy, I don't like you, but anyway, thank you for participating today. Must win up the Charles at Chimera. Thank you so much. Come on, boys. And both teams to score over 2.5 goals in the game. Is that I don't know. I'm not into that. And Glenn 10, much love to you. And the blue Tiffle game. Love you so much, brother. Chimera, Glenn 10, Vic. Anyone else? Chelsea Meet Your Boy. Go check out his YouTube channel. Click the 3 dots to his name. Click on go to YouTube channel. Please do subscribe. And that one thinking that Arsenal will win, but he's not referencing this particular game. And here's the link to the watch along. You will enjoy it. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And bye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, bye.